Hold on. Is it? Eh. Is there anyone? Is there any? I don't remember if there's any way to put this on like full screen, or if I have to do it with the browser.
You might be able to.
I'm gonna see. Oh yeah, there. Ha ha! Full screen. I've forgotten everything I learned about StreamYard.
Yeah.
All I know is that now I am visible at all times, meaning I need to make sure to not do anything weird while you're speaking, which I'm like just constantly doing otherwise. While we're on Zoom. I'm just like crawling around on the floor and like doing weird shit. Sorry. I'm a bit, my voice is a bit weak. I'm not going to. My voice is a bit weak from the festival, so I don't know. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
I've been learning magic tricks, like card tricks.
Yeah. So, as you can see, we are doing a YouTube live discussion for the very first time. This is the first time we've ever gone live on YouTube. So, depending on how this goes, we may do another one in the future. Who knows? But
yeah, who knows? It's cool being live.
Coming up later at 7:30 and no later, Paul will show up. Will show up.
Okay.
Which
I'm just going to like put out a live now.
Yeah. But until then, we will obviously discuss how our week has been, and all of that jazz. So, those of you watching, if you have any questions or anything, then also do drop them in the comments below. And also,
if I believe they're dumb, I'm going to let you know it.
Yeah. And also, if you don't mind giving us a little like and maybe subscribe, would be awesome. You know,
but in hell. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still... yeah.
Yeah. So,
how's your week been? Weeks? It's been like, I don't know, 2 weeks since we last spoke, maybe.
Yeah, about that. Yeah. It's been fine. I finally caught up and finished my coursework.
Oh, nice.
So I don't have that headache anymore, and just been looking after my mental health and all of that good jazz. So yeah, and obviously, I had that half hour chat earlier.
Oh yeah.
So
I've been thinking like, what questions do I have? And all I can think of is like things that I don't think they would want me to ask. Still coming to. But like, yeah, I'm not good with what is it? Marketability. You know me. You know me.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we recently the Scottish Parliament is trying to put up a toilet ban for trans people.
Oh, yeah,
which isn't as, for one, he's unenforceable for start. You can't enforce it, because what you're going to do is stop people from using the toilet, which is a basic human right.
That is definitely what they would do. Like,
Well, yeah,
people thought the Holocaust was unenforceable until it was enforced. Unfortunately.
yeah, true.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just going to. Oh Jesus Christ, my voice is fucked. Yeah, let's do a live discussion 2 days after I come home from a fucking festival. Great idea, Max. You fucking muppet. Sorry, that was me talking to myself. I've been at a festival this entire weekend, though. It's been great. That's why I couldn't. 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to blow my fucking
yeah,
brains out live on air. I swear to God. 2 weeks ago, I sort of realized that the personal shit that I was dealing with then was just I had to spend time with my boyfriend's kid because I've become a very important part of my life, and we weren't going to see each other for. I think I told you this as well. We weren't going to see each other for a full week, a week and a half. I haven't seen her since Monday last week, and I miss her fucking crazy. But I've been pissing narcotics for the last few days. I'm not in a place where I should take care of a fucking kid. The amount of drugs I took on this fucking festival, that would fucking kill a rhino. So I spent the entire weekend instead of recording an episode with her, and which is also why I've asked us to do Mondays or Tuesdays instead now. But I'm looking at the screen. I'm having a different camera setup, because I think I'm a fucking professional or something. But now I can't stop staring. And I'm sorry, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at myself on the screen. What the fuck is up with me? I've been.
So
But yeah, I went to a festival Thursday because I was off of work. I'm doing the final days at work. I have Tuesday next week. I'm done. I'm not a teacher anymore. After Tuesday next week, I'm quitting my job. Saying goodbye to all my students. It feels a bit weird, but that's the way it is. It's time. I'm releasing a book this fall, but on Thursday I went to this festival that is in the middle of fucking nowhere, and it's a really small festival. I go there every year, and I just love it. It's the best. I didn't even buy a ticket to the actual festival until the last day because I didn't think I would actually enter the grounds. I thought I was just going to have fun with I thought I was just going to have fun at the camping site, and I did for Tuesday, and Thursday and Friday, and then on Saturday I bought a ticket. I still only saw 2 concerts, and only one of them I actually liked. But the one I liked, I really fucking liked, and I got to hang out with the band, and I got a bunch of cassette tapes from them because they hung out in a caravan. And so I got a bunch of cassette tapes from them because I gave them a bunch of speed, which means that I'm never going to tell you which band it was, because we did drugs. I got to do drugs with my favorite band on the festival. But then what I didn't expect was I kind of fell in love during the festival with someone. I met this really cool. She was this young punker chick. She was way younger. She was 10 years younger than I am. But she was literally the insanity of me, and she was constantly doing bumps of speed. Bumps of cocaine off of my keys, and We stage dove and like shit like that, and we just spent the entire fucking time just hanging out and being like chaotic together. And she like stopped living in her tent and came living in our caravan instead, and that was very, very nice. But then we decided that we are not going to speak, like contact each other until next year when we go to the festival again, and we hope to meet up again. And I'm going to say, like, fourth day goodbye fucking at a festival is not romantic. Like, that's a nasty fucking experience. But yeah, I've been having the sort of weeks that I should have. I had also forgotten how fucking charming I am. Like, I've been sort of in a, that sounds weird. I've been sort of in a slump lately, like not in a slump really, but not that I've been in a slump, but I've been sort of in this period of my life where I like, me and boyfriend, we've kind of like moved in together halfway. Our lives is like every day now, which is great. It's absolutely fantastic. But that means like I'm not going on as many dates as I used to. I'm not partying as much as I used to. So to be there and to meet people who meet me for the first time and like are completely fucking enamored by me and like just me doing card tricks, like shit like that, is actually, yeah, it was good. It was a good ego boost to remember that I am a very, very charming, almost dangerously charming individual when I want to be. And like I'm very good at meeting people. And one of my friends called me a social genius on the way up there, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just a messy person who just. I've been annoying. I was the only one of us three because I went with two other friends. Like they're a couple, and I love them dearly. But don't have a driver's license, and we were in that car for 5 hours, and I was the only one without a license. And by the end, they were so fucking done with my bullshit because I started joking as well. Because when they were like talking about who was going to like, I'm going to do this. I think that might be better. Because they were kind of joking about who was going to drive next period, and I'm like, I can do it, ha ha, and like this shit like that. And like when we were about to get to like, oh, it's been so tiresome driving all this way, just pulling shit like that because I do not have a driver's license, because who the fuck would give me one? Like, I wouldn't. I'm a fucking maniac. But by the end of the end of those 5 hours, they wanted to kill me, so I didn't feel like a social genius. But when I started like hanging out with people and started talking to them, and like, these people think I'm so much fun. It was kind of a nice reminder to me. And I was just constantly like doing false chuckles and stuff. And also, I was reminded why I don't, because the first night there, I smoked pot. No, I smoked weed, I think. And like because I had the tolerance of a fucking bull when it comes to, I had 15 grams of amphetamines with me there. I brought home 3 grams. Like, that's the tolerance level that I'm at. And I did, I also like, bad idea to do ecstasy the last night of a festival, because like the next day when I was leaving, like I was leaving the person who I fell in love with. And I'm like, oh, also ecstasy makes you depressed the day after.
Yep.
So that was fun. But it was a great experience. And I brought like 10 packets of cigarettes. I brought home 1. I smoked 9 packets of cigarettes. For like that's probably why my voice is completely fucked at this point. So it's like I've been having the best time of my life. Oh, it's
awesome.
But yeah, it was nurturing. It was chicken soup for my soul, my deeply disturbed fucking soul. But now I can't wait to like. I'm finally getting to meet my boyfriend and like his kid again tomorrow, and like, oh god, I can't wait. I miss them so fucking much. Like, this is the longest I've been without them for like all year.
Yes, like I said to you, like at least you enjoyed yourself, had some time away,
Yeah,
and
yeah, and it was
you
good
know,
for me.
so
It was I need I need to remember that I should do that more often. Like just and like everyone I met there was lovely, and I made so many new friends. Like I had forgotten how much I enjoy just making friends with people. How much I enjoy just like hanging out with people. So that was good. And I'm not saying like my boyfriend stops me from doing that. He doesn't. He doesn't want me to stop living my life the way that I want to. It's just that like the best thing that has ever happened to me is that I have a relationship with like his kid is the best thing that's ever happened to me. And like yeah, it's just so. Of course, I'm going to choose to spend like time with her. Like, but it was good. This was yeah, and I did enjoy myself. I had a great time. Had a lot of nasty ass sex with like
yeah,
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 just
it's like
sweaty, smelly sex.
yeah, um, it's like this person that I had the do I say unfortunate pleasure? Anyway, I had the unfortunate pleasure of interacting with this person, who hopefully, as I mentioned, at 7:30 and no later, they will
Yeah,
join
yeah,
us on the actual live stream instead of hiding in the chat and debating us on there.
yeah. If it does that, I'm not going to indulge him. He has the fucking link. He should join the fucking stream. Fucking
Yeah,
coward.
it's like
Also, like, he doesn't actually want to debate trans issues. Let's set that straight. He wants to debate the binarity of sex, which is like provably false. Like, just that's linguistics.
yeah. Hi, nerdy. Hope you're well.
Hiya there. This is my voice. How's it going?
Yeah, how's it going? Hope you're well.
I was just retelling the story about how I spent the entire weekend just getting fucking blasted on like I it was Christmas the amount of snow I had in my nose. Like I have sores all up my like I was sneezing like lumps of blood the size of my fucking fist yesterday. Did you?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
That's good.
we're okay. We're currently just shooting, freezing the shit while we wait for our inevitable guest to show up. Who, by the
I'm
way, just for
ready.
reference,
Pull,
yeah,
pull, pull, come, pull.
yeah, who, just for reference, was the one who offered to debate us. So it's not as if I goaded him into goaded. So it's not as if I goaded him like I kind of did with Mary. Um, he
Yeah, that's why I
outright,
call you. That's why I call you Tor and debate me, brah, Ilfa. That's
Yeah.
like that's my little pet name for you.
Yeah. So
Just
he
debate me,
outright,
brah. Yeah, I haven't read that conversation.
yeah. Oh, we can't either.
I'm going to be. Did he actually? I'm sorry. I'm just going to go out of camera for a bit.
That's fine.
Did he actually say that shit about Stevie Wonder blindfolded?
Yeah.
Because like
You know, and
the
also,
grammar of that sentence makes it that he's blindfolded. He doesn't realize that, right?
yeah, it's like, you know, for a little bit more context, because I haven't told you this, so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to do that now. He not only does he spew the typical anti-science, anti-biology bullshit because he thinks female sex is binary when it's not.
It's not
He is
only
also,
anti-science; it's anti-language.
yeah, not only is he anti-science, a transphobe, he denies trans kids exist. He denies cis kids exist.
I deny he exists.
But yeah, true. And he also is a racist as well because he also said,
No! Oh my god! Calling me fucking shocked. The weird,
he says that,
the weird dickhead.
yeah, he also
Happens
says
to be a racist.
there is no such thing, as black or Hindu community. And that
I love
was
him. Can we keep
and that,
Mom? Can we keep him?
yeah, and that was on the back of me saying, because he kept asking this stupid transphobic question of name me one person who has changed sex. I gave him the trans community as a big fucking clue. He
Yeah.
clearly didn't know that, so that was his response off of that.
Okay.
And so this guy pulled. Apparently, I received an email from his press secretary, from his personal assistant.
Oh god, this guy is a faggot. And I'm
He
saying
doesn't
that in the
use
derogatory,
suffix.
like.
Yeah. He
I'm saying
doesn't
that in the
use
derogatory, like
suffix.
double zeros naughties way. Like, I mean, he's a fucking pussy. Imagine
Speaking of
that.
which,
Imagine writing an email from a press secretary. Fuck you, Paul.
yeah.
I'm going to have so
Well,
much fun with this.
speaking of which, he's here. He's here. So I'm going to bring him on.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you today?
Hi, Paul.
I'm not too bad.
Hello. Good.
Yeah, I thought I was going to like make you feel included, like dressing like one of your people. You fucking clown.
So I'm a bit confused. What's Max talking about?
You're a clown.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
I was. Well, whilst we were waiting, I was briefly. I mentioned, you know, some of the stuff that you were saying in the comments, just to give people watching some context as to what
Yeah,
you
and
were
also
saying.
I haven't read shit. I'm going to
I'm
do
happy
it
to
like
have a
this.
conversation with you, Torren, but I'm not going to put up with this abusive language from Max. If Max is going to carry on swearing, then I'm not staying. I'm happy to have a conversation with you, but I'm not going to sit here and take abuse like that.
Look, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to go out and have a smoke, and maybe you can get your like panties untwisted, so we can go on. I was clear about this. Don't expect a respectful debate here. I can definitely talk to you. I have no problem with that. I'm not going to take you seriously. But I can go and smoke, and I can have you have a little chat together first, and then I can come back, and we can see if you've like grown a backbone yet.
Dank u wel, Max. Dank u wel.
Yeah. See you later, buddy.
Oh, I dread to think what he's smoking. Anyway.
First of all, Paul,
What's he smoking?
well, it doesn't really matter what he's what. Well, first of all, you've just misgendered my co-host.
How? How did I do that?
Well, it's pretty fucking simple. Seriously, Paul, like, seriously, we can have this discussion if you want.
I'm happy to
Right,
discussion,
we're
but
more than
I
happy to
do
do
not
that.
do compelled speech.
Well, then stop telling me or telling my co-host what to do. We can use whatever language we want,
So, and I can use whatever language I
right?
want.
To a certain extent, this is our
As long as it's
podcast.
within the law.
Paul, first of all, you wanted to come on to prove to us in your worldview as to why you think sex is binary. Now you can do that.
Say that again. Say that again. I missed that bit. Sorry.
You said
Yes.
in the YouTube comments
Yes.
that sex is binary.
It is.
Right?
Yes. It is.
Well, you're here to prove your claim.
You're here to disprove it because it's. Okay. Let me ask you. Can we just shut my office door? Give me a sec. Any of my staff disrupting me. Right. Okay. So. Okay. What's a woman, Torrin?
Are you really gonna?
No, I'm asking you. Tell me what a woman is.
And if you let me, and again,
I've just landed from Mars. It's my first time on planet Earth. I've heard this word. Tell me what it is.
First of all, Paul, don't speak to me like that. This is my podcast.
Okay.
Right?
So, simple question: can you tell me what a woman is?
And again, if you want a civil discourse, then stop. Then let this be a civil discussion.
Okay, so it's quite simple. Okay, you can ask me anything you like. Ask me anything you like.
I just want to interject here for a bit. First and foremost, I wasn't the one who corrected you on misgendering me. Second of all, you were the one who whined like a little bitch to me about how I spoke to you. So maybe don't talk about compelled speech. So maybe not talk about compelled speech, you fucking cunt.
You say
okay.
woman.
Sorry, I'm not going to put up with this language. I don't swear, and I don't expect to be sworn at.
So again.
Oh my god.
But your claim.
Are you serious?
Yes, there's no need for bad language. There really isn't.
Yeah, there absolutely is.
It's beneath you.
Oh, there's no need for bad language, you.
Your claim. Anyway, and it's up to
you.
And it's up to you to prove it. So tell us why.
Yeah, please do prove.
So tell us why.
Well, what's the question, Torrin? What's the question?
Prove gender is binary.
I need to put Max on mute because I can't listen to both of you at the same time.
First of all, again, if my co-host wants to ask you a question, she can.
He can do as long as he doesn't swear at me.
Again, that's the second time you misgendered her.
I'm not doing compelled speech. Okay, so XX XY chromosome. Yeah, that's mammalian biology. If you put 100 men on a desert island and 100 trans-identifying men on a desert island, and you go back in 100 years, all you're going to find is 200 dead men.
Paul, you little faggot! I promise I won't swear. I promise I won't swear. I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Homophobia is not very pleasant. Homophobia is not very pleasant, Max. Is it?
Yeah, well, I'm not a very pleasant person.
No, I gather.
Do your fucking research. But I promise, I won't swear at you. Okay.
Good.
I will compel to your rules of speech. I definitely will. I will follow your compelled speech.
I'm not asking you to
fascist.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you
just
absolutely
slinging labels at people isn't an argument, is it? Calling someone a fascist,
I'm not
a transphobe,
arguing
not an
with
argument, is it? It's not an argument. It's just lame.
Of course, it's not an
Very
argument
lame.
because I'm not treating you like a
Okay.
serious opponent. You literally just used the island argument. You used the fucking island
It's not an argument,
Yeah,
Max. It's not an argument.
No,
it's a fact. If you put 100 biological men on an island and 100 trans women on an island,
if you put 100 sterile women on a fucking island, they won't have any fucking babies either, will they?
Correct.
Yeah.
But the statistical chances of 100 biological men.
What are your chromosomes, Paul?
XY.
Do you have proof of that?
Do I have proof of that?
Yeah, have you actually been to a doctor to check that?
I don't need to prove it. It's obvious. You
Yeah,
cannot change your DNA. It's completely immutable.
There is such a there is such a thing as first and foremost, DNA is not completely immutable. We immute DNA.
Yes, it is.
All the fucking time. I need to say this. Sorry, Nadi. I think what he meant is that they don't.
You just assume my gender pronouns.
Societies don't have communities. Yeah, and as did you, I don't care. I'm not the one.
Exactly. So if it's okay for you, it's okay for me.
Have I told you not? Hey, dipshit! Have I told you not to?
No,
have I ever
because I don't play compelled speech.
No, but you try to compel other people's speech.
But you just assumed mine.
You didn't ask me, did you?
So,
Paul.
No, and I don't care. I don't care if you misgender me either.
That's the dichotomy,
I didn't tell you to.
That's the dichotomy.
Oh my God, you are.
That's the dichotomy. So you can assume someone's gender pronouns, but if someone assumes yours, you don't like it. That's the dichotomy, isn't it?
Oh, have I said that I don't like it? Have I told you shit about not misgendering me? Have I ever told you not to misgender me? Have I told you what pronouns I have? Oh my God, you don't get it, do you?
I do get it. I used to bang this drum louder than you two did till I woke up.
No, you didn't wake up. You fell the fuck asleep. Listen, Paul, I don't care if you call me he or she or they. Call me whatever the fuck you want. Okay?
No person is a they.
I'm not trying.
That's impossible.
Oh my God, that's not the argument I'm having, you daft cunt.
Okay. Sorry, I'm happy to talk to you, but Max seems to be on a bit of a rant with his swear words.
Paul, I never said my co-host would ever be polite. Like, because
so I'm happy to talk to you, Tora, but until Max is able to focus and dampen down the swearing.
I am very focused. You're the person. Okay, I promise. I can stop swearing. I can stop swearing. Just answer me. Just answer me this. Answer me this. Yeah. When did I tell you what pronoun to use on me?
You didn't. But Torin did.
Exactly. So why? Yeah. Who cares? I'm not Torin.
But why do you care, Torin? Well, why is it important?
Do I look like Torin to you? Because Torin thinks it's more important than I do.
Yes. Why is it important to you?
Because, for the simple fact, Paul, because, unlike you, who seems to, unlike you, I have respect for people.
So do I.
Regardless. Well, no, you don't.
You don't have a base.
Yes, I do.
You don't.
Respecting someone doesn't mean colluding with them.
Okay, so tell me this example.
Colluding with them? Like we're having a goddamn conspiracy.
Why did you in the comments of YouTube, right? Since you want to go down this road and not actually debate us on what you wanted to come on for, so we can play this game if you want.
It's not a game,
and you'll lose anyway.
Showing respect to someone is different from colluding with their delusions. That's totally different.
Wait a minute, stop. I haven't asked my question yet, and you're already gone off on one. Why did you say in a YouTube comment that Black or Hindu communities don't exist?
Because that's a very racist terminology. Because what you're doing is you're pigeonholing people. Because I'll give you an example. So, for example, you say there's a thing called the trans community, where if I put Debbie Hayter in a room with you, Torin, you two would come to fisticuffs in about 3 seconds. By calling someone a community, it's a very racist term because you're pigeonholing people into a certain segment, and there's differences amongst there's variances among populist groups, and then you're basically denying the whole concept of intersectionality by pigeonholing people into groups. It's quite a racist stereotype.
You do realize that that's not what you're doing. Like, for example, I'm a trans person, and also I am not straight. Exactly what I am, I've never defined it more than I'm a fucking slut. But like, thank you, Annie. But like, why? I'm sorry, are you actually saying like communities don't exist because some people don't fit into communities? I don't fit into any fucking community. I'm sorry. I said the F word. I'm going to be better. I swear.
So using the word community pigeonholes you, and it forces you into an identity consensus.
No, it doesn't. I don't care that other people. I don't care that other people belong to a trans community. I don't care that other people belong to any community. I don't care that, like, it doesn't affect me at all just because I don't see myself as part of the community. It's because I'm an individualist.
Exactly, and that's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but that does, like, their existing communities doesn't.
No, there's populous
bother
groups,
me.
not communities.
Yeah, there absolutely are communities.
If you're calling someone community, pigeonholes and contains them within a group, and there's expectations upon them, and then you're completely denying the premise of intersectionality because you're pigeonholing people.
No,
you're not. You're just
stating basic Marxist theory.
That communities exist.
Right,
populous groups exist.
This is Marxist. What did you say? This is Marxist theory?
Yes. And I thought you'd be quite in tune with Das Kapital and Marxist theory. No? Never mind.
No, I'm an anarchist.
Okay.
So, let me ask you a follow-up question then.
Which is why I don't like you trying to use compelled speech on me.
Right, it's very simple. But I'm going to ask you a very straightforward question, and you can either answer yes or no. Right? Looking at me right now,
yes.
Just looking at my appearance,
yes.
Am I a cis man?
There's no such thing as cisgender. There's no such thing as cisgendered. It's a nonsense word.
Well, there actually is.
No, there isn't.
Paul,
no.
Seriously,
it's nonsense. It's a nonsense word.
Are you seriously? This is a very genuine question, and I'm not belittling you, right? But are you someone who just absorbed in the entire book, right, and not even thought twice, or are you regurgitating?
I used to bang the drum you're banging louder than you two are banging it now, until I realised that it's nonsense.
Sucks to suck. I'm not banging any drum here. I just want you to do what you came here to do.
You're a Macintosh, that's quite obvious.
That wasn't my question.
Then what's the question?
That wasn't the question asked.
Then what is the question?
It's a very simple one. Am I cis, which does exist?
No, it doesn't.
Cis kids exist.
No, cisgender is a nonsense term.
You are a cisgender. Paul, if you look at your birth record...
Oh, I understand why you believe that gender is binary now. Sex is binary now.
Because you
don't understand how don't understand how language functions.
Anyway.
You just barely don't understand how language functions. That's
anyway,
I do. No, I know. Trust me, I do. I speak several. Trust me, I do.
I don't care if you speak several. You clearly speak several poorly, then. Right. You don't understand the basic function of language.
I can't hear what Torren's saying.
We're differentiating between cis and trans and cis.
No, I'm gonna let Max finish. Max finish, and then I'll.
Because you're doing this weird thing where we can't say cis. No, you can't say cis. Also, like compelled speech, by the way. But apparently, how are we supposed to differentiate trans and cis then? Are we supposed to say non-trans and trans?
Yes.
Because I can do that.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, but do you understand that assumes that trans is the outset? That trans is the common thing? That trans is the regular one? That trans is the normal one? Do you understand that that's how language fucking functions?
No, Max, that's not how it works.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
how it works.
Going back to your question,
you're talking to a linguist right now, by the way. I don't care if you fucking speak many language. I actually studied language.
Did you? Okay. Right, Torren, what's the question?
Yeah, show me your proof that you have XY chromosomes right now, Paul. I do not believe you.
Okay, what was the question, Torrin?
Again, I'm going to ask you. Right,
Oh,
so
keep
again, I'm going
ignoring
to ask
mine.
you the same question, but this
Yes.
time, instead of reflecting or going on a different path, give me a straight answer, please. Right, so you said I'm a man. Okay.
Look like a man to me.
But the question was, am I a cis man?
Have you seen his chromosomes?
Right, or a trans person? Answer. Based
I don't
on
think
how
you're
I look.
trans. I don't think you're trans.
What are you basing that off? And don't go down the biology route, just purely based on my physical appearance.
Your beard, your voice.
Oh yeah, because trans men never have beards or voices.
Okay, but
the
problem is, Torrin, the problem is this, is that this argument goes wholly against basic tacits of mammalian biology. Okay, all of us exist because of a combination of XX and XY chromosomes. Okay, that's how we exist. Okay, to say that's not the case, we'd be extinct. Okay,
and nobody is arguing that. Nobody's arguing that.
But you are. That's exactly what you're arguing.
Why are you
that's
arguing
exactly
against something that nobody has said? That's not what we're arguing.
We all exist.
That is not what I'm
we all
arguing.
exist
Is
due
that
to
what
the
you're arguing
combination of
for?
XX and XY chromosomes. If people experience gender dysphoria, then that's
and a man and a woman loves each other very much.
Not necessarily. People with gender dysphoria deserve all the care, love, and respect, but that doesn't mean affirming.
No, you don't think that. You don't think that. At least be honest about it. Don't be a coward, Paul.
Paul, do you know, right, or even aware? I'll just put it like that. Are you aware that gender dysphoria is a medical condition?
Well, I'm not going to tell you my professional background, but if you look at the difference in the DSM-4, the DSM-5, the ICD-10, and the revised edition, but at the end of the day, regardless of whether it's in out the DSM,
that wasn't a complete sentence, Paul. That wasn't a complete sentence. Finish the sentence.
Is irrelevant.
If you look through that, then what?
It's absolutely irrelevant because at the end of the day, Torrin, there is no such thing as affirmative care. There is no such thing as transitional surgery because it's impossible. It's cosmetic.
Okay, then. So
name me one person that's ever changed sex. Name me one.
Show me your chromosomes, Paul.
Show me one, Torrin. You can't because it's impossible.
No, Paul, prove to me that you
repeating
my chromosomes.
Repeating the same question.
And repeating the same mantra that trans women and women doesn't make it so, Torrin.
Has anyone said trans women and women during this call?
Because they're not.
Do you know what I found
has anyone said that during this call? That's tautological, by the way. That's a non-statement.
Yeah, you say that people are trying to compel your speech, right?
Yes.
Which I haven't done that once.
Nobody's trying to compel your fucking speech.
Right, but the funny thing is,
you're trying to compel my speech.
You're trying to compel my speech.
I'm not trying to compel your speech. I'm trying to tell you that your conceptions and ideas aren't real.
No. You don't want me to swear. You don't want me to call you things. You're trying to compel my speech because it makes you feel bad when someone tells you what you actually are.
There are two sexes, male and female. That's it.
There are two grounds, and then
no,
it moves in between them. Do you ignore the existence of intersex people, Paul?
Well, that's the whole point. Because if you acknowledge intersex, which I do, intersex is a combination of both XX and XY, which just reinforces
which means it's a variation.
There are only two sexes.
It's a variation, Paul. It's a variation.
Of XX and XY. Do you know what binary there are only two.
Define binary. Define binary. Define a binary right now, Paul.
There are XX and XY. There are men and women, and that is it.
No. Define the word binary.
No one is cisgendered.
Max, I don't care. Define the word binary. This is
the problem, isn't it? You've jumped on this bandwagon. You've jumped on this bandwagon.
No.
And you haven't looked to the basics.
Answer my fucking question, Paul.
Okay, Max. Again, it's difficult to talk to someone that's shouting, ranting, and raving.
You came onto my podcast because it's not just Torrin's podcast. You came onto my fucking podcast. You decided
well, I probably doubled the viewership by coming on.
Answer the question now. Define a binary. What is a binary? I'm not asking you what is sex. I'm asking you what is a binary.
Say again?
What is a binary?
Well, it's a mathematical term, Max. It's a mathematical term.
Yeah, and how many variations are there in a binary? How many variations are there in a binary?
Max, there are two sexes, male and female.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
That's it.
Answer the
fucking
question.
There are only two, Max. You can dance around it all night long.
You're completely incapable of having a conversation. You're completely
incapable of absorbing some real life facts, Max.
I don't care. I want you to answer the fucking question.
All of us
exist. You wanted to prove
all of
to
us
me.
exist because of the combination.
I'm not asking you all of us exist. I'm asking how many
variations. If you put 100 men on a desert island and
how many variations are there in a binary?
In 100 years' time, you'd have 200 dead men.
You're absolutely fucking worthless, Paul. Do you know what you should debate whether or not you should kill yourself? The answer is yes.
Okay, Max, that's just not very helpful, is it?
I don't care if it's helpful. You're not being helpful. I'm trying to ask you a question. I'm trying to entertain your fucking delusions of being a thinker, of not being a brain-rotten fucking inbred
people have been around since.
Shut the fuck up, Paul. I don't care about your fucking opinion right now. Shut the fuck up.
Torin, it's impossible to have a conversation with you because you're very polite and very patient, and I really appreciate it. But with Max, it's just, it's just you can't have a conversation.
Oh, go fuck your mother.
Yeah, that's just not helpful, Max.
Right?
It's not helpful.
I don't care if it's helpful. You're useless. You're actually fucking useless.
It's just the problem because when someone challenges your ideas, you can't have a rational conversation, can you?
I'm actually trying to meet you on your fucking level, you dumb cunt.
Okay, Max, it's impossible to have a conversation with you because you just shout, rant, and rave.
No, I've asked you a fucking question that you completely fucking ignored time and time again.
I didn't ignore the question.
Yeah, I did. How many variations are there in a binary?
There are two sexes, Max, male and female.
No, I didn't ask that. That's not the question. That's not an answer to the fucking question
I asked. Max, what's a woman?
Dumb cunt.
What's a woman, Max?
You're on my fucking podcast.
Answer the question.
How many variations are there in a binary?
Max, what's a woman?
How many variations are there in a binary?
If I answer your questions, you're going to answer mine?
No, definitely not.
So if I answer your question, you're going to answer my question?
No. Because I'm not here to discuss what.
So according to the University of Maryland, there's only two variations in a binary. That's on the University of Maryland math.
That took you long enough.
Exactly. Two, male and female. There you go.
There are two.
Yeah, male and female.
Male and female.
Yeah.
Intersex people aren't male and female.
No, they're a combination of both. It goes to reinforce the fact that there's only two.
What happens if you bring? Yeah, so it's a third variation.
No, it's a variation between the. Max, you know full well there's an incredibly small number of people are diagnosed as intersex.
I don't care.
And that's irrelevant to the trans argument. What's that got to do with the trans argument? What's that got to do with being trans?
I don't give a shit. You want to come here and prove that sex is binary? You can still be a fucking transphobe. No, you can still be a fucking transphobe. I just want you to admit that sex isn't binary because it's not. There are variations outside of the two.
It is binary.
But there are variations outside of the two, which means that it's not binary. On a pure linguistic level, it's not a binary. Jesus fucking Christ.
It is. Yes, it is. Because what you're saying is that intersex is because something's gone wrong, but ordinarily there's only two. Would you agree that ordinarily there's only two?
I agree that there are two.
What's the incidence of intersex,
that are the most regular.
Max, what's the incidence of intersex?
I don't care. One person throughout history would be enough to break the binary. One value that isn't 1 or 0 breaks the binary, Paul.
Okay, it's 1 point.
That's what a binary is. You can't add value into a binary.
University, it's 1.7% of the world population.
Okay, that's 1.7.
So 98.3% of the population are not intersex.
It's 1.7 of 1 or a 0 then.
Yeah. So if you 100 people in a room,
you're adding a
99 of them aren't intersex, Max. That's not really relevant, is it?
It is. It's absolutely relevant.
What's that got to do with being trans? What's intersex got to do with being trans, man?
I'm not here to discuss being trans. I'm here to discuss the binary of sex.
Yeah, there's two sexes, Max, male and female.
Yeah, there are two categorical groups. There are two points of the curve that are where most people happen to land. But even within those, there are variations. My point is that the variations, such as intersex, makes it so that... No, I'm not. I'm just very, very attracted. Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm sorry, we've gone off the point.
I jerk off to my mirror image all the time.
What's this got to do with trans people?
No, I answered the chat because I'm a fucking professional. And also because it was funny.
What's to do with trans people and trans people's safety and happiness? What's that got to do with anything?
I didn't say I was here to talk about trans people. I'm here to talk about the binary of sex. You wanted to prove the sex is binary, which would be, in your words, as easy as...
It is.
But it's not. Like, you've already proven that it's not.
It is. There are two sexes, male and female. No one is cisgendered. No one's non-binary.
I don't care about cisgender. I don't care about non-binary. I don't care. I care about the intersex people. I care about the variations that exist biologically within humanity. Which breaks the binary. You're adding a third value and you're telling us that there's still two.
Max, less than one. It's 1 in 100 people are diagnosed as intersex.
If 1 in 100 numbers in a binary sequence is a 2,
yes.
If 1 in 100 numbers in a binary sequence is a 2, that's not a binary sequence anymore, Paul.
Max, in a room of 100 people, 1.3 are intersex. No. The rest
if there is one,
yeah.
It's not a binary. It's only ones and zeros in a
what
binary.
Exactly if there is a 2 say there, Max? What is your point that you're labouring?
What I'm saying is that you are definitionally wrong about sex being binary.
But what are you actually trying to say? What are you actually trying to say?
That is what I'm trying to say. That is what I'm trying to say. That is all I'm arguing for. I'm arguing for you being wrong on this specific thing.
Well, the rest is irrelevant. Disagree, Max. We'll have to agree to disagree.
No, it's not that let's agree to disagree.
Well, you don't agree with me, and I don't agree with you.
This is you telling me a 2 is a part of a binary system, and it's not.
Okay,
binary systems are one sense person, and no other value can be added.
XX and XY make another human, Max.
That's
you can't argue with that, surely.
Right now.
Are you arguing with that?
But there are XXY and there are XX. There are.
Yeah, but that's extremely rare, isn't it? Right, and what's that got to do with trans people anyway?
I'm not discussing trans people. I'm discussing the binary of sex. You're the one trying to make it into a discussion about trans people.
So we agree that 1.7% of the population are intersex. That's the University of Manchester. You can't argue with that.
Sure, that makes it not a binary.
Good.
That makes sex not a binary.
It means the fact that, there's a variance between XX and XY, only because XX and XY is missed up on that occasion, but it just goes to prove that there is XX and XY, otherwise it wouldn't be intersex, would they?
Congratulations, there is XX and XY. You've just agreed that sex isn't binary. It's binary.
No, I haven't, because it is.
No, it's not. Do you hear the words that come out of your fucking mouth?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to let you have him for a bit. I'm going to go out and smoke again, okay?
Okay, bye, Max.
Fuck you, Paul.
What is...
Enjoy your spliff.
What is biology?
Say again, Torin?
What is biology a subdivision of?
So, humans are mammals, yeah? And human reproduction comes from XX and XY chromosomes, okay? Now, we know through history, through the ages, some people find themselves gender dysphoric, okay? Which, that person needs a lot of care, a lot of love, a lot of help to deal with that. But dealing with that doesn't involve mutilative surgery and pills, because it's impossible to change your DNA. It is impossible. Okay, it's quite simple. I'm a bit old now, but if I was younger and I had what you call transformative surgery, I couldn't have a baby. I can never become a woman. It's impossible. I can change my voice, change my clothes, change my name. That's not a problem. That's fine. It's absolutely brilliant. Perfect. Welcome. But I'll never be a woman. It's impossible. Do you not see that?
Well,
are sterile women, Paul?
Yes.
Well, the funny thing is, Paul,
yes, they are.
I asked you a question, and
they can have babies,
and you completely.
No, they can't. You're right. But they're still women.
Another thing. I asked you. My question to you was, what is biology a subdivision of? That was my
subdivision.
question.
It's not a subdivision of anything, Torin.
Yeah, it
It's not a
is.
subdivision of
Biology
anything.
is a subdivision. Paul, allow me to say you people. Paul, allow me to finish the fucking question. I've been polite to you up until this point, but trust me, just like Max, I can go off on one. So let's keep
I don't
it.
understand. But what are you
civil.
trying to say? Biology is a branch of what, Max? Torin, I don't understand what you're saying.
I didn't say it was a branch of. I said what
You
is
actually
biology?
don't know which one was which, do you?
A
It's science that
subdivision
deals
of.
with living organisms and vital processes.
Do you know what it? Do you know what it is a subdivision of?
Tell me.
Biochemistry. And on a
No.
biochemical level,
Yeah.
yes, Paul. You don't,
Okay.
Paul.
Let me pose you a question. Let me ask you a question.
No, you're not going to ask me a question. You're going to answer my question. You're not going to dodge your way around this.
Okay, go on then.
I'm going
Get
to
your
ask you
question.
again.
Okay.
What is biology a subdivision of?
I'm going to mute myself for a bit and just play some guitar.
It's not a subdivision.
Yes, it is.
But even if
What is it a subdivision of?
You tell me. No idea.
I already gave you the answer, and you said no, it isn't. No, it isn't.
Well, no, because biochemistry is not the same as biology. Biochemistry is about analysis. Because when I send samples to the lab, when I put a lab request in, I put a biochem request. I know what biochemistry is.
Wrong.
If I get called to a patient, Torin, if I get called to a patient, yeah, who's a biologically intact man who says they're having a miscarriage, that's not going to happen, is it? It's impossible. Yeah. And I know for a fact,
Again,
it was many. Yeah. I know for a fact when I assisted at a cesarean once, it was a woman having that baby, not a man.
Well, again, you've just demonstrated
biological fact.
You've just ignored my question, and you've got it wrong twice.
I haven't got it wrong. That's you're setting the answer. So I'm not wrong.
No,
you're setting the answer. Biology is not a division of biochemistry, Torin. That's nonsense.
It is. Yes,
no, it's not. No. Trust me, it's not. Okay?
Trust me, it's not. It is. Paul, you don't know everything.
Why would anyone trust you? Why would anyone trust you?
Paul, you don't get to come on.
Okay.
You don't get to come on this podcast.
I've just looked up the American Chemical Society. Biochemistry explores chemical processes related to living organisms. I know, Torin, when I take blood and send it off for a patient, I don't send it to the biology department. I send it to the biochemistry lab.
That wasn't my question.
Well, what is your question?
That wasn't my question.
Well, what is your question?
I've asked you it twice. I asked you what biology is a subdivision of.
It's not a subdivision of anything.
Paul, are you genuinely being?
You're talking about structural biology, enzymology, and metabolism is what you're talking about. That's what you're talking about. Yes.
No. Don't.
Yes.
Paul, don't presume.
What's the point you're trying to make, Torin? What is the point you're trying to make?
Well, if you actually.
But what's the point you're trying to make?
I think it's very simple. I've asked you.
Yeah, but what's the this is a lead on to something else. So what is the point you're trying to make?
I'm trying to point that you clearly don't know what you're talking about.
No, I
so
trust me.
You don't.
You know,
Look, Paul.
Torin,
Paul, you know what I find fucking funny?
Well, you're not funny, mate.
Please be the right
What's
camera.
the point you're trying to make?
I didn't say I was, but I am. I am very funny. You're also, but you know what I find funny? It's that you constantly believe that people. I need to change my fucking camera. I'm sorry. You seem to constantly believe that people are like always have like another question in mind when they're actually asking you exactly what they want you to answer.
Okay, Torin.
You did the same thing to me.
Torin, are you trying to say that a biological man who identifies as trans is a biological woman?
Well, first of all, Paul, right? Because first of all, a trans woman
is a man.
right? No, they are
That's
a
what
woman.
the Supreme Court said.
Because
No, they're
I'll give
not.
you-
No, they're not.
Who the fuck cares about what the Supreme Court said?
I do.
Why?
Well, of course you care, Paul, because you seem to have this world view where no one else exists.
There we go.
Right,
What
so
do you
let
talk-
me
of course people
demonstrate
exist,
why.
Torin. Of course people exist. What are you talking about?
Well, according to you,
Yes.
cis people don't exist. Trans
No, people
don't
exist. Trans people do exist, but cis people don't exist. No such thing as cis. Trans identifying
cis
people
people
exist.
are
Of course they
people.
do. Dr. Debbie Hayter,
Okay.
he's trans identifying.
No, Debbie
Caitlyn Jenner,
Debbie
he's
Hayter.
trans-identifying.
You actually had to change my pronouns there. You were about to call me she, you fucking idiot.
I would never call you she.
Yeah, I know, you were quick to
Frida
correct
Wallace.
it.
Frida Wallace.
Paul,
Those are trans people.
Like, I don't care, I just think it's funny that you can't even uphold your own lie.
Paul, I asked
Fuck
you.
me, that hurt.
I asked you
Yes.
repeatedly, right? You offered yourself to come on here to debate us and explain to us
It's a
why
bit
you think
difficult when
second
Max is
binary.
shouting and hollering and screaming and
I'm sorry,
behaving
but,
in a very
like,
bizarre
I
way.
mean, I've left the room several times and you still haven't been
maybe
able
you
to
should
come
stay
up
out
with
of
a
it.
proper fucking argument.
I've asked you point blank questions.
Yes. Such as, well,
Right,
ask me a
you
question that's
avoid-
relevant to the debate.
I did, and you failed.
you
You
haven't.
failed to answer it twice.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I did.
You haven't.
Paul, first of all, Paul, you don't get to come on this podcast, right? And
Then
railroad
ask a
it.
relevant question.
I did. You
Well,
don't get
ask
to
it
don't
again.
Irrelevant
condescend-
questions to me.
Don't
Ask it
talk down
again.
to me, Paul.
Well, stop lecturing
Do
and
not
try and
talk down to
hectoring
me.
me, Torin.
I'm not
Ask a
lecturing
simple
you.
question.
Paul, no, I'm not lecturing you. So
You
don't
try.
put words
So
into my
ask me a
mouth.
question. Ask me a question.
I did.
Well, ask me again.
Well, Paul, since you want to play dumb, I'm gonna ask you again.
That's very offensive to people with learning difficulties. Please don't use that word.
Thank you, Nerdy. You are very nice.
Paul, I have a learning difficulty.
Right, so you
mean I'm
shouldn't use
dumb.
words like that, Torin. You shouldn't use that word. It's a very offensive term to people with profound deafness, so please don't use it.
Paul, don't compare my speech. Don't compare again.
Why are you trying to compare our
This
speech, Paul?
is typical of the left, isn't it? They try and police everyone else's speech, but they don't like it back at them. Anyway, ask me a question.
I still
don't
haven't
vote.
tried to police your language, you fucking idiot.
I don't vote. So it's funny how you presume I'm left. I don't vote. But anyway, here's my question again.
should
Your
vote.
question will make you
should
male.
vote. Very importantly,
Yes.
you should vote.
No, it's not. No, I choose not to vote because
Well, then you
it's my
can't complain
it's my
about the
choice.
government if you don't vote.
I can complain about anything.
I don't. I couldn't give a fuck about the government. The government doesn't run my life.
When you don't have any good, when
What do
you
you
don't
mean
have
the
any good
government doesn't want your life?
alternatives,
What are
why
you talking
should
about?
Meaning the government doesn't.
When you don't have any
doesn't
good
get to
alternatives, why should you
decide
vote just to
what
uphold
happens
that?
in my life? Anyway, I don't vote because it's my choice.
That's
In
fine.
fact, we live in a free country, right?
Yes.
Right. So you do what you do, I do what I do. Simple.
Right.
Anyway,
Well, ask me a question.
what is bio?
What
I
is
was
what?
about you before you interrupted me. What is biology a subdivision of? I'm going to keep asking you the same question.
Well, no, there's
like
three
you do
types
with
of
me.
biology, Torin. There's structural biology, which is organs, enzymes, which is chemicals, and metabolism. Yeah, that's the three elements of biology. But where are we going with this? What exactly are you trying to get at? What's the point you're trying to prove?
Well, the funny was the really sad
What
thing
is
is, Paul, we're not going anywhere because you're not actually.
But what's the point you're trying to make, Torrent? What is the point you're trying to make about this biology thing? What point are you trying to make? What is the point you're trying to get at?
The point
What are
I'm
you trying to
get
say?
at is your claim sex is binary, right?
It
And
is.
I've asked you 3 times now, right? That's your claim.
No, it's a
I have
fact.
asked you The same question. Paul, stop interrupting me.
Well, what is the point you're trying to get at? What is the point you're trying to make?
Paul,
what is the point you're trying to get? What you trying to say?
He taught me what.
Maybe if you let him finish for one fucking.
Maybe if you carry on smoking a spliff, Max, and be quiet.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you dumb shithead. I'm smoking cigarettes, you fucking moron. If I had smoked grass right now, that would be so fucking. I would be useless right now. I fall asleep after one fucking puff of that. I do amphetamines, motherfucker, and cocaine. I'm a cool person.
Not enough.
What?
I don't smoke pot.
What is biology a subdivision of?
It's not a subdivision of anything.
And
that's the answer. It's not a subdivision. Torrent, it's not a subdivision, okay? Trust me, I know it isn't. Okay?
Apparently you don't know.
Well, then tell me what you think it is.
I was hoping that I was kind of hoping, Paul, that since you like to think
it is a subdivision, it's a subdivision of
well, then tell me what you think it is, then, Torrent. What do you think it is?
I know what it is, Paul.
Well, tell me. Tell me. I'm on bated breath. Tell me. Come on, get it out. What is it?
Okay. Biology is a subdivision of biochemistry. Right?
No.
Your claim, if you interrupt me one more time, I swear.
No, Max does the swearing.
Oh, you're so clever. That was such a good joke.
Right? Biology.
If I had your sense of humor, I would put a gun in my fucking mouth and blow my brains out.
Pull the trigger, Max.
Yeah, do it. Do it, motherfucker.
Of biochemistry. That is a fact. I don't care if you.
Well, again, we're agreeing to disagree, but where are we going with this? What point are you trying to make, Torin? What's the point you're trying to make? Because you still haven't made the point.
Well, no, because
you're stuck on this. Where's this train going? What's the final destination? Get to the point, please.
Paul, you were the one who couldn't answer what a binary was for 5 fucking minutes because you started talking irrelevant bullshit. So maybe don't say how people are being like cagey about the shit.
Which I could have reached my
useless
point
fucking muppet.
20 minutes ago.
Well, don't let me stop you.
Oh, very kind of you. Right, your claim that is binary is a flawed one.
Yes, but get to the point, Torin. What's the point you're trying to make?
Paul, I swear to fucking God, if you interrupt me one more time...
Hold on.
You'll be kicked off. So allow me, like I've allowed you your time, allow me my time. This is my podcast. Okay? The point I'm trying to make is that your claim, sex is binary, which it isn't, and it's flawed for a variety of reasons. The main reason is because on a biochemical level, sex is bimodal, not binary. That is a fact.
No, it's not.
Right? You can deny it. Yes, it is.
Well, quote me your source. Quote me some papers.
I don't need.
It's definitionally bimodal because there are variations. There are no variations.
In 30 years of practice, I've never heard of this.
There are no variations in a binary, Paul. There are no variations in a binary.
Well, you use the word bimodal, which is 2, and then say there's more than 2. Bimodal's got nothing to do with biology, Torrent. I don't know where you get this from.
Yeah,
where did you get this idea from?
Yeah, it does.
No.
You're not able to understand. You can still be a racist. You're also racist. But you can
bimodal is to do with modes.
If you want.
Bimodal is to do with modes, Torrent. It's got nothing to do with this. This is this.
Oh my God! You actually don't know the definition of words, do you?
Paul.
So what? So bimodal in Latin means 2 modes. What's 2 modes got to do with this? What's a Latin phrase? 2 modes got to do with people having gender dysphoria, Torrent. You've lost me completely.
Well, clearly it's not that hard to say you lost. Is it, Paul?
You don't have a sentient
Apparently-
But
fucking
bimodal is about histograms and statistical peaks. It's got nothing to do with this. It's got
Bimodal
absolutely nothing to do with this.
is a
Oh my!
Paul, you're not even listening, are you? Are you actually listening?
You're talking
Or are
about
you-
Torrin. You're trying to go into a conversation about novel so years since I've studied all this, tumorigenic genes.
Yeah.
And you know,
Yeah.
you talk about expressions in population groups, you know, which is epidemiology. This has got
It's a question
nothing
of
to
language,
do with
Paul.
gender dysphoria. This is just nothing to do with
Nobody's
it whatsoever.
Nobody's talking about gender dysphoria, but you. You said you wanted to prove it's binary. It's not.
It is.
So, like,
Paul,
it is.
I don't need
no, it's
to-
not.
I don't
It's
need
bimodal. That's the
Torrin,
that's the point. You don't understand.
give me a
You don't
scientific
understand
paper and I'll
how
go and look at
words
it.
function.
Give me a scientific paper and I'll go and look at it.
It doesn't. You don't need a scientific paper to prove that you're wrong.
Give me a
About,
scientific paper and I'll have it peer reviewed.
Paul,
oh, you're such
I think
a
you've been
jerk,
listening to
Paul.
Helen Webberley too much.
Paul, first of all, right, who I listen to, which I listen to a variety of people. I don't just listen to one person. First
The
of
fact
all.
that you had her
So
on
thank-
is scary.
So thank you for your.
The fact that I've had
thank
you
for
on is fucking
trying
scary.
to
No, you've never had me,
condescending.
Max. You'd never get that lucky.
Paul,
Bitch,
listen,
you're on my podcast.
listen. First, again,
Hey, Paul, by the way, I found your friends. I'm here with them right now.
I listen
You
to a
fucking
variety of
muppet.
people, right? I don't just listen to one person, right? I also have a brain, and I can actually think myself. I don't just take what I've read and regurgitate that as fact. So that's one point. Second of all, right, I don't need to cite sources, right, like you did in the comments, listing every source saying sex is binary when all biologists and scientists in
He's
the field
very much a tool, isn't he?
No, they don't. No, this is like climate hysteria. You look a few climate scientists in the room together, and they all agree with each other. This is just utter nonsense.
Nadia, are you having fun?
This is nonsense.
I didn't, Paul. I wasn't finished. And yet
Torrin,
again,
have you ever done a first
interrupted me
aid course?
when I was speaking.
Have you ever done a first aid course, Torrin?
Have I interrupted you?
Yeah, you have several times. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever done a first aid course?
I'm having a fucking blast.
Max, have you ever done a first aid course?
Yeah.
Paul, stop doing
hang on. No, Max,
Paul,
Max. You're a first aider, yeah?
whataboutism.
And someone calls you to say they're having period pain and they're a biologically intact male. What would you say to them?
No, I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to
No,
indulge you
because it's
anymore.
impossible, isn't it?
I've indulged you enough. I've indulged you enough. I've indulged you enough. You haven't been able to. You didn't even like. You're useless, Paul. You couldn't even admit to the fact that you actually admitted to sex being a bimodal system and not a binary system, and now you're trying to cage your way out of it. No, it isn't a binary system.
Male and female.
How many variations are there in a binary system, and what do you do with intersex?
You're a product of a man and a woman getting together, whether in a test tube or in a bedroom. Makes no difference.
No, I'm a product of God's fucking. Don't bring your human bullshit into this. But
I think you need to watch what you're smoking, Max.
I don't smoke it. I fucking. What, do you think you smoke acid? You don't smoke acid.
Right.
Paul, get cooler. Maybe you'll have some fucking experiences now.
Right. Right. I don't need to cite sources.
Unlike you, I'm actually
Right.
fucking.
Maybe
because
in
you
your,
can't,
maybe
Max,
in your,
because there aren't,
maybe
Torrin,
in
because
your
there
mind-
aren't any. There aren't any. There was no.
You're really bad at keeping track
data
of who
that
you're
will
talking
back
to.
your argument, Torrin.
Paul.
There is no evidence whatsoever that anyone who says they're trans-identifying was born the sex they want to be. It's nonsense.
No, that's because that's like
It is
that's
absolute nonsense. I can no more change from being a man to be a
that's
woman.
literally a part of the word. You don't understand what words function, do you?
Be a vet. I don't need to be a vet to know what a dog is. Okay.
No,
I do know.
But you need to be and you don't need to be a linguist to understand the fact that they're trans means that yes, you are tautologically correct in that statement.
Okay, you cannot identify as a procedure. Yeah, if you have gender dysphoria, you have gender dysphoria. You can't identify as a procedure, can you?
Explain, Paul.
So if I'd have a heart transplant, I would say I've had a heart transplant. I'm a cardiac patient. You can't identify as a condition. And also, the whole problem is, if you're saying,
you identify as a cardiac patient. You identify as a cardiac patient. You said that yourself.
Torrent, if you're saying that a biological man who's trans-identifying, if you're saying that they're a biological woman in the first place, why use the word trans? Why do you need to use the word trans?
Can we mute the fucking cunt or something?
Why do you need to use the word trans?
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up for a bit right now, because you just said you wouldn't identify as a fucking heart attack.
Where is Max in the UK? Sorry, where is Max?
It doesn't matter where she's based.
Is he in Belgium or the Netherlands or Luxembourg?
Where she's based is relevant.
Where he's based, I don't know.
We'll just.
Oh, so you're trying to compel it? You're trying to compel Torrent's speech now?
I'm not trying to compel anyone's speech.
Yeah, you are. You corrected him.
Paul,
something I've never done to you.
Where Max is based is irrelevant.
I'm based in your mum's cunt, Paul.
Just get to your
point.
point.
Max, seriously, that's just childish, isn't it? It's just very childish.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. You're a fucking child to me. You're a fucking toddler.
Were you going to ask me a question, Paul?
Okay. So why
Paul,
use the word trans?
I'm just going to finish my point. Paul,
you haven't had a point, Max, all evening. You're too drug-addled. You're too drug-addled to make a point, Max.
Shut the fuck up, Paul.
You're too drug-addled.
You come on my podcast. You wanted to do this. Shut the fuck up. This is how we do it here.
Max, to finish your point.
Paul,
and then you can get back. And then you can get.
You said you wouldn't. What was it? A heart attack? You wouldn't. You wouldn't identify as an operation or whatever. But then you said you would say I'm a heart. I think a cardiac patient was actually. I'm a cardiac patient, so you would actually identify by the condition because you identify as a cardiac patient, right? Like your usage of language is poor at best. Max, I don't know whatever other language you speak. I hope you speak them better than English.
Jij praat zon van uinen, Jachem. Dus je praat kak.
Jag bryr mig inte om vad fan du håller på med. Vad fan,
jij praat kak. Jij fucking Nederlands en gankak in de
så vi ska börja göra det här istället? Är det så här vi ska göra? Ska vi bara sitta och prata, skrika på varandra i olika språk? Din dumma jävla fitta.
Jij praat
See, I can also speak more languages than English, you worthless fucking piece of shit. Congratulations. Oh, I can speak languages. Yeah, congratulations. Most of the world are bilingual.
Jij bent geen kuutrefachen. I'll spare you the translation, Torren, because it wasn't very pleasant. But then Max isn't very pleasant, is he?
Oh, trust me, what I said wasn't either.
I know exactly what you said.
Paul,
what did I say then?
Paul, let me.
What language was I even speaking?
Let me just say something.
What language was I speaking, Max? No, I wasn't speaking Dutch, you fucking idiot.
Flemish and Frisian, probably.
I'll say this.
I'm speaking Swedish, you dumb cunt. You're such a fucking failure at life. Imagine being you.
I would go and look in the mirror before you come to that conclusion about anyone else, Max, if I were you.
Oh, trust me, I look myself in the mirror constantly. I am hot as this fucking sun.
Yeah, you're an autogynephile.
Right.
No, I'm not. I've been this way since before. I'm a narcissist, motherfucker. There's a difference.
You are
how you think Max holds herself, right?
You thought I was speaking fucking Dutch,
right?
You goddamn loser.
Du are an idiot.
This fucking piss fat needs to have some
Torren, you really let yourself down, you know, because you're quite a reasonably intelligent bloke, but Max is so drug-addled, it's impossible to have a conversation.
Eat ass, Paul! I don't take you seriously.
No one. I mean, how can anyone take this conversation seriously when you've got some drug-addled maniac running in and out the room?
Yeah, you need some fucking rest.
He's off his tits.
God fuck you all the time, Paul.
Isn't he? How can you hold a conversation with someone like that?
She isn't actually.
He's completely off his tits.
Well, funnily enough, Paul.
Stevie Wonder in a blindfold could see that.
Paul.
Stevie Wonder doesn't get more blinded by a blindfold, you dumb fucking boring cunt.
Get back to your question. Do you have for me?
Okay, tell me what a woman
trans.
is. Tell me what a woman is.
I did that early on.
No, you haven't.
I gave you that answer. Yeah, I did.
No, you haven't.
Yes,
is a woman anyone who thinks they're a woman?
What? Okay,
no.
So do you want? So you want to claim that you didn't hear it? Oh, that's fine.
No,
okay.
I didn't. I didn't. I'm not being difficult. I didn't. Seriously, I didn't. I'm not being difficult. I didn't.
Okay, so very simply put, a woman is an adult human female.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Guess what?
Absolutely correct.
Guess what?
What?
That not only does that apply to cis women.
There's no such thing as cis.
Applies to Paul.
Why are you trying to compel our speech, Paul?
It's a concept.
No, it's not a concept.
It's speech, Paul.
Okay.
It's just a word.
An adult human female applies to people that are non-transgendered, yeah. And who else does it apply to, Torren?
Cis women.
People who are non-transgendered. That's
who else?
Oh, you meant.
A woman is an adult human female, yes?
Yeah, yeah.
Or
someone
who identifies.
Can a biological man become a woman?
First of all, you're not born a man, you're born a baby.
Can a biological man become a woman?
Again, you're born a baby, not a man.
Can you become a woman? No. You can't.
No, because it's a man. Correct. That's a tautological statement.
You can identify. You can live as a woman. You can change your name. You can wear women's clothes. You can use women's. That's fine. But you cannot change your DNA. It is impossible.
You don't think that's... Also, DNA is mutable. You know that, right?
Not.
It is. But like you
Lord
being factually incorrect,
as I have, who's the world's leading expert.
I don't care about what you've fucking done. Jesus fucking Christ.
No man can ever become a woman. No woman can ever become a man. It's biologically impossible.
No,
it's biologically impossible.
Yes, it is, Torren. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
You cannot change your sex. Okay, tell me how you can then. How can you?
I don't know. By wishing on a star, I guess.
It's impossible.
Why the fuck you're on here to convince us about gender. Let me remind you, Paul. You came on here to convince us.
So I've got another appointment. So no man can ever.
Yeah, to you fucking shrink, you fucking loon.
It's just physically impossible, Torren.
It's physically impossible.
No, it isn't.
The body treats surgery as an open wound, which is why men that have surgery have to dilate every day. Because it's impossible. It cannot be done.
Okay,
can a man who has surgery to become a woman, would a man that has surgery to become a woman ever need to buy
This has been the most useless conversation in my fucking life, I think.
Oh, I doubt that very much, Max. I doubt that.
Oh yeah, it absolutely has. It absolutely has. You're a bigger fucking cunt. You're a bigger fucking dumb cunt
than the conversation with yourself.
We had on it. Sorry?
I suspect if you were in a padded cell, you could argue with yourself.
Oh, because I'm crazy, yeah. Because like this is how you treat crazy people, is it?
Max, haldig borta flandragen.
Ta livet av dig, hörru kompis.
Fitta. Anyway, Torren.
Are you going to try? Because I can translate it to you.
There's nothing wrong.
I can translate that for you. The translation is kill yourself, buddy.
There's nothing wrong, Torren, with a man who wants to live as a woman, changing their name, changing their voice.
Yeah, you think it is. You're such a fucking
wrong
coward.
With that. That's absolutely fine. That's perfect. There's no issue with that. Yeah. But they need to stay at women's spaces because they're not a woman. And what you're doing with this cult is you're demonizing women and you're making women unsafe. That's what you're doing.
Do you know what I find hilarious?
Paul, you look like a fucking date rapist. I wouldn't blame other people on
because this is deeply misogynistic. What you're doing is making women unsafe.
Your looks are deeply misogynistic, Paul. You ugly fuck.
Yeah, but shut up.
Paul, what you have done?
I don't.
Right, what you have done?
You came on here. Right, do your fucking research first, Paul.
You've done what a lot of people do, which is make a load of assumptions about people they don't know.
No, it's fact, Torrin. It's biological fact. It's not assumptions. It's fact.
No, it isn't a fact.
No, it is a fact. No man can ever become a biological woman, Torrin. It's impossible. It's impossible.
First of all, you're not born a man. You're born a baby.
Yes, with XX or XY chromosomes, Torrin. Apart from
or XX,
apart from 1.7% of the population.
Exactly, okay, so breaking the binary. That's been my discussion. I don't really want it.
Let me say this to you.
Yes.
And I will keep it as simple as possible, since it might help. So,
since your brain doesn't function,
I'll call them scenarios. You have a baby. Let's say a baby boy, right? They're assigned sex at birth.
No, they're not assigned anything at birth.
Paul, will you let me effing speak?
No, because people check their chromosomes then, do they? Do doctors need to check
the drugs that you're taking, Max?
No, my drugs are fucking pure. No, I do. I check them every time.
Sex assigned at birth, right?
I never take anything that isn't checked.
Is for male, right? Gender, if their gender matches their assigned sex at birth, male, then there is a match. That person is male. Their sex is male. Now, let's do the inverse. Let's go with that same child. Right? I'll return it to a girl. A baby girl is born. Right? Their assigned sex at birth is female. Right? F. If their gender,
I'm going Mel in the comments. That's because I don't take this as a serious debate.
Yeah. If their gender doesn't match their assigned sex at birth, do you know what that's called in medical terms? That is called a mismatch. That is called a disconnect.
No, it's not.
Or allow me to speak.
It's not, Torrin, because you're talking nonsense.
Allow me to finish. I am not talking nonsense.
Yes, you are.
No.
Yes, you are.
Paul, you don't get to.
I've never seen that on a patient's notes in 30 years, Torrin.
Paul, I've
never seen that phrase.
Paul, I don't give a fuck what you've seen. I'm telling you, that you're wrong, and you're not letting me finish. I've let you finish.
That's okay, Mel. I understand.
So pay me the same respect. Again, a baby girl, sex assigned at birth, female. F. If their gender doesn't match their sex assigned at birth, that is called a mismatch, a disconnect. Hence, gender dysphoria. Also, right, so that's very simple, and that is a fact. But you can argue that all day you want.
But gender dysphoria exists, absolutely. I don't really care. Gender dysphoria definitely exists.
I said gender dysphoria.
Yeah, it exists, definitely.
Yeah, and it's a medical condition.
So how do you cure gender dysphoria, Torrin?
How do you cure it? Well, okay then. How trans children, trans people cure gender dysphoria?
I don't think anyone is deleting comments, though.
Right? That's by going through something that you deny, gender affirming care.
No such thing.
Paul, I haven't done speaking. So whilst I'm still speaking, allow me to speak. Okay.
Whenever I speak right now, I'm just responding to comments, by the way, just so everyone knows.
Fine.
That's
If you say gender affirming care doesn't exist, well, you can. Well, I'll tell you, gender affirming care has existed since 1919. Right?
Okay.
I'm with my debate.
1930s.
I've got an appointment to go to. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
You too, Mel.
Would you give an anorexic child liposuction?
What fucking planet are you on?
Would you give an anorexic child liposuction?
No, you fucking moron.
Why not?
Because it's a fucking stupid question.
No. Why not?
Paul, I'm not answering
No.
question.
Why wouldn't you give an anorexic child liposuction?
Because it's a fucking stupid question.
No, it's not a stupid question. An anorexic child believes themselves to be larger than they are. So that would be affirmative care, wouldn't it?
No.
Apples and pears.
No.
Yes.
No, it's not the same difference, Tessa.
That's not the same.
It's actually two completely different conditions.
No, it's exactly the same.
No, what you're being, Paul, is you're being a twat.
No, I'm not.
There you are.
No, there is no such thing as affirmative care. It's delusional reinforcement care. No, there isn't.
Not. No. Paul, if you actually...
Do you know that there are many conditions that you treat by...
So why do people detransition then, Torrent?
How...
Why don't the majority then, Paul?
And the argument that the suicide rate for people that don't have transitional surgeries is higher is absolutely not true. In fact, the suicide rate for people that have had transitional surgery goes up, not down.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Paul.
No, that's not true, Paul. That's a lie. Yes, you're lying, Paul.
Show me the evidence.
Did you have another appointment to go to, Paul? No, show me the evidence for that. Show me the evidence for that. You're going against all science on this one just because you're such a fucking liar, Paul.
You see, the problem is, Torrin, you've jumped on this bandwagon and you can't get off.
You know what, Paul?
Oh, try to reach him. That's good.
And I was on the same bandwagon as you. I used to bang this drum relentlessly. I used to correct people when they misgendered people. I used to have all the same arguments you had.
Why don't you try some more emotional manipulation, Paul?
Till I woke up.
Paul.
Because this is a cult, and in 5 and 10 years' time, it will all go away because Donald Trump's sorting it out.
Well, I hope that when you go to sleep tonight, you don't wake up tomorrow, Paul. I genuinely do hope.
It's a social contagion, and it will die a death.
You're a social contagion.
First of all, Paul, don't ever put me and you in the same boat because we're not. We are very different.
I don't like boats.
Okay? I am not in a cult. Like, I'm not. Right, so don't presume I am. Because that's what you've done.
Promote, the ideas you promote are dangerous. Puberty blockers, surgery.
I don't promote
affirming children. I mean, that's illegal.
Paul, if you actually paid attention, right, and maybe stop putting emotional out, I don't promote anything.
You had Helen Webberley on, one of the most dangerous people ever to
exist. I can have whoever I want.
Of course you can. Invite who you like, but that woman's dangerous.
So no, she's not dangerous.
Really? Have you looked into her history?
Yeah, I have.
Really?
Paul,
have you?
Paul,
I don't think you have.
Paul, should we look into your history, Paul?
You won't be able to find it.
You don't get to lecture me.
No, because you've hidden it well, haven't you? Paul, you look like a sex offender.
I do my research before I.
But if you did your research, Torrin, you wouldn't come out with the ideas that you come out with.
Paul, shut the fuck up. I wasn't.
Okay, Torrin, it's been fun, but I've got an appointment.
It's been fun.
Yeah, it has been. It's been fucking hysterical.
But Torrin, I'll leave you with this. No man can become a woman. No woman can become a man. There's no such thing as cisgendered. No such thing as non-binary. Have a nice evening.
Okay, racist. Fuck off.
Good point, Paul, but kill yourself. I'm sorry for that, Torren, but I just couldn't.
No, don't apologise. You know, you see, this is exactly why I said what I said before he came on, to give a little bit more context. as to what we're dealing with. Right?
Yeah,
And
and
then,
like that's
by
exactly
the way,
why I made sure that.
Yeah, and by the way,
Yeah, sorry.
I banned. By the way, during that, I banned 2 people. One of them asked if you were a orthographophile. I banned him.
Yeah, I know. I responded to that one.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm not. I'm just hot as shit.
Right, so there you have it. You know, he talked a big game.
Yeah.
He said that when I come on, I will. This is. He also said this: when I come on, I will double your audience.
Oh yeah, all 4 people. We had loads of audience during this. I've been on the YouTube page because I've been checking comments because for some reason I don't see comments pop up when we're recording. By the way, hey Nerdy, how are you doing? And we've had like 5 tops viewers, I think. Okay, what do you think? Was it fun for you, Nerdy?
Yeah, absolutely. You can't. But that was his way of saying that, you know, I don't know what the fuck he was saying. but you know,
now I see your comment pop up here. You cannot compare anorexia to gender dysphoria. That was a long time ago you wrote that one. But dude, is it that I see that on the YouTube video? I don't know anymore.
But yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry, I was speaking nerdy. She should come on. What do you want to do now? I want to hang out for a bit, just. Want to do? Yeah.
I'm good. I wanted to slap him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, the thing is,
Nerdy, do you want to come on? We should give her a link.
Yeah, if you want to come on, Nerdy, we'll send you a link. You can come on.
Hang out for a few minutes. I get if you don't want to, but like.
Yeah, have a little debrief. You know, tell us your thoughts.
Just hang out for a bit.
Yeah.
We should be doing live streams more often. This is fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like you said, Max. You know, we don't have to cite sources. You know, because you know, like I tried to explain to him, like every scientist, biologist know that sex isn't binary.
Yeah.
But he says.
I think Nerdy said yes.
Yeah, crack on, Lawful. Yeah. Yeah, if you wanna, I don't know if you wanna say your email or send me a DM with your email.
Yeah,
I can send you a link.
Or like I can do it through. Do you have to do it through email?
Yeah, what I can do is she said yes, laugh little. She said, yeah, if you wanna, yeah, we have to do it through StreamYard. Like I can invite her. If you give us your email, Nerdy.
I'm sorry, I just invited someone on. I just thought it would be fun.
But yeah, it's like it's like
this has been like that one thing that I've like when I've seen streams and they're like just come on, I've always wanted to do that, and now I got the chance to do that. That's what I did.
Yeah, no, it's like when I asked him what biology is a subdivision of, and he's like, it isn't a subdivision of anything. That is factually
like
incorrect.
Natural sciences.
And it's like
it is.
Like he claims he's been doing this for 30 years. I doubt it.
But also, like, you heard him admit that gender wasn't a binary, and yet he said that gender was a binary. Look at this image. How fucking cool do I look?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's like
Great.
yeah, it is basically just went to, you know, he talked a big game.
Is it the link that we're using on StreamYard? Like, is that the link that... Can people go on through that link? Oh, she just... no, they just sent you a DM, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to send it her now. So let me...
fuck.
Let me
This has been, like,
copy...
I've had a fucking blast right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed.
He thought a big game, and instead of backing it up, he didn't.
The first thing it did was starting to whine about how mean I was being. What the fuck? Why don't people, like, I don't know. If I was going to go on a podcast, I would maybe, I don't know, look at an episode first. Like, if I was going to talk to someone, he knew I was going to be here. Also, did you hear the time when he had to correct himself because he was about to say she to me? Told me, like, she? Like, he was a very, very dumb person.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you know, but that's what happens when you talk. Well, that's what happens when you talk a big game, like he did, and he just showed himself to be a massive fucking tit.
What does this have to do with trans people? I'm not talking about, like, I wasn't talking about that. I went on here with one thing in mind. I wanted to get him to admit to gender, sex not being a binary, not gender. I'm sorry, to sex. Look, gender and sex has the same word in Swedish. And I'm sorry for the part about me just speaking Swedish. What I basically said was, are we just going to sit here speaking different languages to each other, you dumb cunt? And I just like kept repeating that. And then he thought I was speaking Dutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. This is great. Thank you for organizing these things for me. I'm having fun.
Yeah, no problem. I mean,
I mean, do you want to see a magic trick?
I wasn't. Of course.
Oh, sorry. What were you going to say?
Magic trick away. Let me quickly send this to... No, I was just going to say that, you know, it's amazing when someone talks a big game, like if you're a big game in the comments and you can actually back it up, and you know what? I'll have respect for you because you actually backed up what you said.
Say what you want about Mary, but she at least tried to like have a conversation.
You didn't, and you in turn, you just basically made yourself look like a tit.
Okay, I don't know if this is like going to be fucked up. Yeah, sorry. I don't know if this is going to. I'm going to take away my background right now. That was just. I couldn't stop myself. There we go. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm just going to like do this until I get to some point, and then I'm going to stop. Originally, I'm supposed to tell you to stop, but like, say stop, but like connection errors and stuff. So here, this is my little magic trick. And then we say stop, and then I put the lower on top. And we turn this card. This is the top card. So I put it in the deck. And now it's on top again. Oh. By the way, people, if you think I'm being mean, I completely understand it. If you think I'm being too much, I completely understand it. I'm sorry I yelled for real at one point, but Jesus fucking Christ, that guy was annoying. Like there was one part of this where I was actually, I lost my cool. I lost my cool and I shouldn't have done that.
No, you don't.
Nice.
No, the thing is, you don't have to apologize for anything.
No, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying, like, I don't like that. I don't like how I get when I actually lose my cool. Because because like that shout that I have, that I just like leveled at him when I shouted, answer the fucking question, like for real.
Hey.
That's not. Hey, Nutty. How's it going?
No, honestly, I do not know how you had the patience with that man.
You're talking to Torrance, right? Because I clearly didn't.
Oh, no. You know what, Max? I would have been the exact same as you. The thing is, you go on for a debate. Where was his debate? He was talking over you, didn't answer your questions.
Yeah. He actually admitted to like what my whole point was as well. So like that's when I was done, because I came on this like the way that this was presented to me was that he wanted to prove that sex. Fuck, I keep doing it. Sorry, in Sweden, gender and sex is the same word.
Yeah.
But I wanted to like he wanted to prove that sex was binary, which is like definitionally wrong, and I just wanted to get him to admit that. He admitted that to that. Like, you will heard him, right? He admitted to like, yeah, there are variations. If there are variations, then it's not a binary. That was my thing. And once that was done, I just like had fun with him.
But what I don't get is, why is it TERFs always compare anorexia to trans people? Like, you can't even compare the two.
I don't know. I mean, he did
Because
that.
anorexia is it's a well-known disorder that has very clear physical effects on you.
Yeah.
And also, like, do you know how you don't treat anorexia? Like, I know this. I've never had it personally. I'm lucky enough. I've never had an eating disorder. I just eat as if I had an eating disorder, but that's because of like copious amounts of cocaine and amphetamines. Yeah. I just drugged myself into starvation. But like, I don't have anorexia. But the thing about treating anorexia is that you don't. Yeah, of course you don't let them. But saying they're wrong in their delusions isn't the right way to go about it either. Like, ask any fucking mental health professional. Hey, I work with kids. Some of them have anorexia. I've seen quite a few people suffer from eating disorders. What you don't do is you don't, what is it? The word? Not ignore, but like, you don't speak over the experience of it. You don't say that like you're wrong about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because all of these comments were surprise underneath the interview I did with Helen Webberley. And, a lot of the transphobes came out, and he was one of them. So, I amused him for a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. That was an episode I wasn't in.
Yeah, just gradually going.
He really didn't know me.
Then he started saying, cis kids don't exist, trans kids, blah blah.
He tried to compel your speech, Tora.
Yeah.
He tried to. It didn't fucking work, though, did it?
No. What makes me laugh as well is when he said, "Don't use the word dom." What?
Don't use the word.
It's sensitive to deaf people.
It's like the casual transphobia I was seeing in the comments. That's just like that's flipping
standard with them.
Standard at this point, yeah. But when
I love that he complained about compelled speech and also like corrected you when you called me she.
Yeah, like.
Also notice how many times did I correct him when misgendering me?
Yeah, it's like he's copying respectful. Clearly, he's not respectful. But like, then when he started saying, that there is no such thing as a Black or Hindu community, or because I answered his stupid transphobic in nature question, name me one person who's changed sex. I gave him the trans community, a big fucking clue. That's when he went off on the racist.
But like, That's the dumbest shit ever. Because, like, for example, I don't see myself as a part of any community. Like I said at the start,
Exactly.
I see myself. I don't see myself as a part of the trans community. I don't see myself as a part of the gay community. Which means, like, that's my whole thing about not seeing myself as an activist either. I'm not an activist. I'm a mean girl on Twitter who happened to have the right opinions. Like, I'm a piece of fucking garbage. But like,
that's one of the reasons that makes you so lovable. You don't hold back. You're like me. You speak the truth. You'll call people out for their shit. They might not like it, but hey, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, it's like you know, they see
nice.
Max. Yeah, it's like they see
you.
Max. Like, don't get me wrong, right? Max can and has been with our other guests on, very amenable, very polite. It's only when she sees crap, especially coming from Paul, that she has the right to act the way she does. She doesn't have to answer to anyone. Like me.
This is it.
You had never seen me. You had never actually seen me go off on anyone until Mary, I think. Like, actually go off on a person for real. And now you've seen me truly go off on someone. Like, I was. Hey, Mary, by the way, if you're watching this sometime, which you probably are because I think you keep hate watching. That's me being me.
So,
this was me being a bit mean. I wasn't angry
Paul,
with you.
And it's like Paul seemed to have this perception that I somehow control Max, control what Max says. And it's like, no.
Wait, didn't you know, Torrin, that you're Max's puppet master?
Oh, apparently so. apparently I pull the strings. No, I don't.
But this is it.
I'm really sorry, Torrin. I'm really sorry, Torrin, but I am insanely dominant.
It's like with Paul, I've got a local turf around the corner from me. My child came out at the age of 10 as non-binary. And all they did to their school was, this is my new name, my pronouns are now they, them. Which, you know, the school was absolutely supportive of them. Didn't force my child to do anything, like I haven't forced my child to do anything. This woman then took it upon herself to start this petition to get books out of school that the school had bought for my child to explain to their peers what it means to be non-binary. She's attacked local businesses and then cried hate crime because one of my friends offered her a bag with a rainbow sticker on it. Then she tried to get me arrested for threats of violence. Because you remember when Kelly J. Keane got soup poured over her?
Oh, the bargain basement, Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah. So anyway, one of my friends was in the
Andy Warhol's brain fucked love child
thing. I think it was in February.
Yeah.
And she posted a tin of soup. So I took a picture of my local turf and said, lob it at this one instead, laugh out loud. She then went to the police. I was interviewed under caution. This woman had 36 pages of my tweets over the last 2 years. And it's like, and you call me obsessed, like, bitch, you've been following me. You've been stalking me. She won't say anything to me in the streets, but she'll always say something to one of my closest friends. She knows if she says anything to me, I will kick her head in. Not physically, but verbally.
Yeah.
To the point now she started to wear a body cam. She was banned from the school premises because of the way she was with teachers. She went to the local, like the Daily Fail, crying victim. It's like, bitch, please. Not everybody has got your narrow-minded bigotedness. At the end of the day, my child might be going through a phase. They might not. They might say to us when they're older, oh, I'm gay, I'm trans, I'm this. So what? My child will remember that support more than the hate they get from this local bitch.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, Paul tried to play the...
You're being a great parent.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. If I didn't support my child, then I don't deserve to be a parent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my whole deal as well.
Yeah. As someone who was brought up by a single parent, you know, my dad was there, but he was colloquially known as as my mum likes to call him, the sperm donor. So he was barely a dad anyway. He was fucking useless. Alcoholic, all of that. Right. So I was brought up with a single parent. I was brought up by strong, independent women in my family. Right? So I very much support single moms or anyone who brings up their child to be whoever they want to be in a safe environment. But when you get clowns like Paul and all the people who claim they've got 30 years experience in the field, who don't really know jack shit because he couldn't even answer what is biology a subdivision of.
And doesn't he work in medicine?
Apparently, I don't fucking know, and I don't even care.
I don't know.
All I know,
I just
do
realized.
know is,
thank you. I realized I need to change my name now.
Oh yeah. All I do know is that wherever he works, if he does work with people, then I'm not trying to get anyone sacked. That's not what I'm calling for. But he shouldn't be anywhere near people if he can't even understand that biology is a subdivision that is a real thing of biochemistry. And my whole point was that even on about listen, you don't have to know all of this. Right? This is something that I know because I actually like to utilize my brain instead of just regurgitating bullshit. But on a biochemical level,
there we go.
sex is bimodal, not binary.
Yeah.
Binary. But I couldn't get to that point because he kept interrupting me because he thought he was the mouthpiece. You're not the mouthpiece on this show. But anyway, but yeah, I mean that person that you described sounds like the typical Karen.
Oh, she is. This is it. She looks like she cuts her own hair because one of the businesses that she harassed was my friend's hairdressers. So as far as I'm aware, no hairdresser will cut her hair. But this is what I don't get. So I've known this Karen for about what?
I do cut my own hair as well. I cut my own bangs.
Yeah, but your hair looks amazing, though, Max. Hers looks like somebody's got a lawnmower over it. So I've known her since Phoenix was a baby. She was never like this beforehand. She used to have the rainbow hair into alternative music. And then from what I can understand, it's when she lost her dad that she started going down that rabbit hole. And of course, that's where they get people. And it's now she's gone to the lengths of, let's get this anti-racism shit out of school. It's like, what is wrong with you? It's like, do you not believe that a person of colour should deserve a life? So to you, they should deserve to be physically, verbally abused because their skin colour is different.
Yeah, that's exactly what they believe. They just can't.
Sorry, but
that's what I think
enrages me so much.
Oh yeah, it's anger-inducing. But that's what gets me as well. Like, I hate the cowardice as well. Like, I don't know if you. We haven't been mutuals for
a while.
We've been mutuals for a few months. Yeah, but like, I don't know how for exactly how long. I don't know if you've seen like Torin has had to deal with my crusade against cowardice, and like. The one thing that I refuse to tolerate is a coward. Like, I hate, and I'm not saying like being scared. Being scared isn't being a coward. Being a coward is not standing up for like what you believe in, like trying to hide your opinions behind more suitable opinions. I have a shit ton of very fucked up opinions that I'm completely open about. And like, that's why I go so hard against this, like, the respectability politics, like the whole optics bullshit. I don't care about that. Because I'm considered a coward. If I don't like someone, I'm not going to pretend to be respectful towards them. Exactly, I don't have respect for them. And that's also like, Paul was a fucking coward. That enrages me. And like, as someone who's been like, I have genuinely controversial opinions when it comes to certain things. Like, I'm an anarchist. I don't want any government. I want all drugs to be legalized, and I don't think like the government should exist. I think money is a fake thing.
My dad is very conservative in his views.
Yeah.
And other than our views, we get on great. To the point. And it's like, as you know, as that old saying is, you can agree to disagree, but when it comes to trans lives, you're not. I mean, when we originally posted on out, because we asked Phoenix's permission about him coming out to friends and family if we could do it on Facebook, and they're like, not a problem. And I said at the end of my post, I was like, if you don't like it, take me off your Facebook. My dad had avoided talking to me for months. So when I finally got through to him, and this was the cowardice part in him, and when I got through to him, I was like, have you been avoiding my calls? He was like, yeah. And he continued to dead name my child in that conversation. And I'm just like, and I kept just reiterating Phoenix's name over and over again. And I just, after that phone call, I just cut him off. We got in touch last September when I found out his lovely partner, she was amazing. She passed away due to cancer. And as you know, many old school Tories are very, me and my dad's 75. So he's very old school.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way, I got an apology from him. He said the only issue I had with Phoenix was how young they were. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take that as an apology because my dad's not the kind of person that apologizes very often.
And also, that's also like, at least admitting to that means like, okay, fine, now we can work from here.
Yeah. And I mean, since the conversation, he's never deadening Phoenix once.
No, that's good.
It's like, I'm
happy for you.
Because it's like, it's like one of my friends, her husband doesn't understand it, but he knows that as long, they're happy. You're happy being you. It's like with me, I've identified myself let me put my teeth back in, it's been a long day. I've identified myself as a queer woman because I don't fit in non-binary. There's days where I do feel masc and there's days where I do feel femme, but I don't feel like I fit in that non-binary spectrum, if that makes sense.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like I
so badly wanted to be like a hot transvestite, and I lived like one for years, but then a stroke kind of forced me to admit to everyone that I was actually just a very hot trans girl instead.
Yeah, it's like I was going to bring this up as well to make like a side tangent.
Yeah.
But I thought I couldn't be bothered. I just wanted him to fuck off. But I was going to say this, like,
I wanted him to never leave. I want to keep him.
Yeah,
he's my pet now.
There are butch lesbians and even cis women, because of the recent UK Supreme Court ruling, right? I don't know how many at this point, but I know that they have already started to be banned or escorted away from using toilets. It's like, you're defending a win, which is not a win, or because Paul wants to be an incel, and be one of these anti-woke brigade, because that's what he is, right? And negate all of his experience of biology, which I don't think he has, or because he wants to act as, bang his chest like a big big gorilla ape.
I'm gonna get YouTube clout by going on the fucking most mean-spirited podcast in the world. With 4 listeners.
He looks like he belongs on some sort of list, though.
Well,
sorry, what did you say?
I said he looks like he belongs on some sort of list.
I think it was at the end when I just outright said, "Paul, you look like a sexual predator."
But the thing is,
you fuck ugly.
If you're going to come on something like this, you wouldn't expect bad language. The way he was talking to Max was so disrespectful. He was the one.
Just outside of the whole gender bullshit, like outside of the misgendering, he spoke to me like I was fucking Torrent's puppet. Like I was his pet. And like I would love to see Torrent try to control what I'm doing. Like I'm constantly Torrent is such a good sport about having me as a podcast host. I'm almost starting to think he enjoys it.
I don't think you can control yourself.
Depends.
it's like, you know,
depends on how many drugs I have in my system at the point.
it's like, you know, people seem to forget, and you know, we this is the first time we've gone live. We're gonna do it again. But people who watch us and listen to our episodes, right? They know what they're in for.
Yeah.
Right? They clearly like this dynamic that me and Max have. Yes, it can be chaotic at times, but they clearly like it. Otherwise, they wouldn't listen to us.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's like at the very start, you know, I was polite.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking saint.
I'm not.
Or at least you have the
Thank you
patience.
for that. I really try hard to bite my tongue because you know, I think I have only ever lost it once on an episode. I think.
Oh yeah, that was so much fun. Like not what you were talking about, but like.
But yeah, so I could feel myself really getting to that point again, and I was like, no, I better not lose it. I better not. I was trying so hard. But in the end, it's like, oh, I've got another appointment in a minute. I don't think he did. I think he just tried to use that as a way of getting out. Because he knew he was wrong.
He had an appointment with an incognito browser.
Yeah.
What made me laugh is, though, when he was talking Dutch to Max, because I lived in Holland for 4.5 years, and it was like, I knew straight away what he was saying, and I'm like, that's not even the same language as fucking Max, for Christ's sake. And I swear to God, I bet he went onto Google to find out what he wanted to say in Swedish.
Yeah.
Was he actually? What did he say?
Yeah, it's like,
I can't remember. I've got memory like a goldfish.
Oh, no. Because that's when I was. Because I just like. I'm sorry that there was like a solid like 1.5 minutes of this episode that was just us speaking different languages to each other. Because like I tried to not speak Swedish on air. There are too many people. Why does everyone think I live in the UK? I have an accent.
Well, I mean, originally I was born in South Africa. We moved here in 90 when I was 4. And then we moved to Holland in 91, moved back in 95. I've now been here since. So hence no accent. I've got a typical East Midlands accent.
Yeah, I think I have a Swedish accent when I speak. Like not all the time. Like I know that I have this weird like mix of, but I can, when I listen back to our episode, because this is the one podcast that I actually listen to regularly, which is weird. But then it's the only podcast where I don't want to interrupt everyone constantly because I get to do it in the episode. But like, this is the one podcast I listen to, and I can hear my Swedish accent in like, I think I sound Swedish.
Sometimes you can hear the Swedishness, and sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like I just think it's so funny because everyone we talk to, everyone we're fighting with, but like Mary did the same thing. He assumed that I lived in the UK. She assumed that I lived in the UK, and like, oh my God, you teleported.
I did.
Yeah.
That makes my glasses look weird.
Well, it's like
that's the reason that I don't have like background effects that often, because like it makes me not look hot.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
I'm a narcissist.
Yeah, it's like when he asked where Max was based, it's like that's irrelevant.
Yeah,
what you're trying to do.
He didn't like my answer though.
You're using Max.
I'm based in your mum's country.
To move the goalpost, because you don't really want to answer the question.
Yeah,
that's what he's doing. Yeah. And it's like it's not going to work with me.
Well, this is it. Like, I don't think he answered a single question that you posed to him.
He didn't.
No,
he didn't. Not one.
That's because he couldn't.
No, and it's like
also because like he couldn't even answer what is a binary because he started to like X X Y Y X Y. I didn't ask that. I didn't ask what is the gender binary. I asked what is a binary. I want you to define it for me.
Yeah,
because you clearly don't understand it as a concept. I'm going to look ugly as shit for a bit because I'm going to go out smoking and I'm going to bring my computer now.
Yeah, that's fine. And it's like,
so I'm going to have to change cameras.
Yeah, it's like if you, like I said, if you talk a big game like you did and you can back it up, then I will have respect for you. I'll probably still disagree with you.
Yeah.
But at least you back it up. He didn't. He talked a big game.
I love how he thought that you were just being like a poor brainwashed stooge.
You know, if you have to resort to making assumptions, like I'm a lefty. First of all, I don't vote. Then he said you should vote. Well, no, it's my choice.
Yeah.
Here's my camera setup, by the way.
Like he might like. I'm just going to assume. I'm going to assume that he's in his mid to late 50s, maybe early 60s. But I need trying to condescend to adults. First of all, you can fuck off. Second of all, right, I don't care how old you are. I don't have to listen to you, and I don't have to respect you. That's number two.
I mean, it's like you can have a civil debate. You might not, with somebody like Paul, you won't agree on things. However, it's the way you present yourself. He just came on to look at me. I'm better than everyone. It's like, no, you were rude, patronizing, condescending, over talking people and not willing to listen. As you said, Torrent, he talks the big game, came on here, took an instant dislike to Max because of the swearing. I'm just like, dude, are you so fucking delicate that a few little swear words hurt your precious little ego?
Yeah, it's like in the comments, right?
Yeah.
Because he kept dodging. I said to him when he offered, which he did, he offered to come on and debate us. And I said to him, okay, then send me your email, and I was going to set it up. He kept dodging. He said, I don't need to appear on. I don't need to send my email. I will debate you from the chat. I was like, no, you won't. You will send me your email, and you can join us on live, right? And then I said, and I was like, okay, whatever. And so I said, be a man, stop being a bitch, and send me an email. Have a debate, right? And then he started, and then because I called him a bitch word. Oh no! It started throwing all of this ethnocentric bullshit at me. Saying
he didn't like it when I called him a faggot.
Well, apparently not. But it's like if you're going to make all of these excuses, if you're going to make all of these excuses, saying you're going to debate someone, right? You don't then in the comments make yourself look like a massive fucking tit. Say transphobic stuff that you know harms people, but it clearly doesn't care. Going back to his suicide comment, which is fucking stupid.
What was that
because
comment?
Suicide rate is on the rise. It's not lowered. It's on the up and up.
What was it?
Right?
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Right? And then
about how
racism. It's like, what are you doing?
How after gender affirming care, the suicide rate hike is raised.
Yeah, gender affirming care,
which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I think.
Yeah, it's like gender affirming care has been
like that's just factually incorrect.
Yeah, it's been around since 1919.
Do I touch up my appearance on or something? I look so fucking pretty.
Well, this is it. It's like when he asked the question about detransitioners, a lot of them detransition for their safety.
Yeah, it's for a variety of.
All because
then you've got Grifters like Mia, whose mother's like the biggest turf going. Wouldn't surprise me if she said to Mia, "I'll dress up like a boy for a few months, then say you're detransitioning." It's a great.
Oh yeah, that's
everybody knows who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
and they always treat like personal responsibility as something that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's like there's a variety of reasons as to why someone detransitions.
Yeah.
Could be financial.
Yeah, and like, I'm sorry it didn't work. I'm truly sorry if it didn't work for you, but have some fucking responsibility.
Yeah, and also it's like using the detransition community. Like, okay, like listen to detransitioners. of course, listen to them, right? But it's like I was gonna use this
About deforestation, sure.
use this as well. I was gonna say, how big is the population? Right, and he probably would have dodged that. I was like, okay, there's 8 billion people.
But it would have been relevant because that's something he brought up in an intersex paper, right?
Yeah, it's like, so there's 8 billion people. the trans community is 0.1%. Right? If I was to be generous, I would say it's 1.7% of the population. And that's being generous.
Yeah.
That's only 136,000 people in a community. That's a minority.
136,000 people.
And it's like, what makes me laugh as well, it's like whenever the TERFs ask you for evidence, you provide that evidence. And then it's like, hang on a minute. And then when you ask them for evidence, it's like, Google it. Hang on a minute. I came here with you with evidence, and your answer is Google. Now I'm not doing, and then 90% of the time, the stuff they share is the propaganda bullshit that's been put together by a 6-year-old.
Yeah, in the comments, he listed, I think it was 11 articles, right? Which I think he used, Copilot or ChatGPT for this. Right, so it listed 11 articles that were apparently peer reviewed, and I looked at every single one. They all said the same thing: sex is binary. This is why sex is binary, and it's like, and I'm trying to, right? For a second, I tried to see it from his point of view, which didn't last long because I went back to my own actual knowledge of what I know.
This was the same person who wrote that article, that blog post, right? This wasn't him. What was his name? Was his name Paul? There was someone who wrote a blog post that just sent it to me as a source once, and I just lost my fucking mind for a bit. It's like he sent him his own blog.
I'm sorry,
I
can't remember. But yeah, it's like,
okay. It was like,
it's,
what is his view of what? Like, does he know how people react to weed? Because, like, do I seem like I'm smoked out right now?
No.
And
if you had to guess the drug that I'm on right now, would you guess weed?
Yeah,
like currently I'm not on any drug. Actually, I'm sober because I've had the fucking hell weekend when it comes to that. Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah,
the nosebleed on Sunday.
Yeah, but it's like even if you were on something, they wouldn't be able to tell anyway. You wouldn't be able to tell. So
I've been high while
again,
recording.
but that again is him trying to deflect because he knows he's losing.
Because of my ADHD, he might have actually gotten a word in edgewise when talking to me. Like I'm this way because I'm unmedicated, motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, word of the wise to anyone else who wants to, who fancies themselves a challenge. Be warned. We're not gonna, put up with your bullshit and just sit here and let you speak. Like, no, we're gonna challenge you. And if you don't like it,
Torin doesn't have the energy to put up with anyone else's bullshit. He's putting up with my bullshit constantly. Like,
yeah, but
that is fun.
Yeah, but it's like
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
I love the idea. I love the idea of me just being some chaotic person who does whatever I want. But I know that
you're just a little chaos goblin.
Yeah, chaos. Yeah,
I fell in love with a little chaos goblin last week. She was so
Is that the one you need to look at next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because apparently I've been crying to my boyfriend about it. Like, I miss her.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I miss you. I haven't seen you for 1.5 weeks. Can you come home now? But yeah, that's the one. He was fucking insane.
It's been a while.
He also spoke like a 70s like coke out. Fucking wonderful.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's been a while. I think it's been a good 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks since we've had someone on as a guest. Apart from the
you had on Helen,
we actually want on. And it's the first time where I could really feel my blood starting to boil.
Yeah.
And I was about to.
I could do it a bit with Mary, but that was because I was the one debating her.
Well, yeah. Well, she's like. Well, yeah.
Oh, Torrin, I can just see now if you had Kelly J. Keane on here, your blood would boil within the first 2 seconds.
I would have so much fun with Kelly J. Keane. I would just light it. Like the lighting would be shit. My lighting would be so shit. It would be so fun.
You know what she reminds me of? Is Torrin said, a basement Marilyn Monroe. If she died and came back alive.
I was like, thought she looks a bit more like the brain fucked love child of Andy Warhol.
Yeah,
and I say that as a fan of Andy Warhol. By the way, have you guys ever seen the film Highway to Hell?
No.
Oh God, Torrin, just you fucking wait. It's a hard to get, but if you can like VPN it, it's on Tubi. But like, I went insane with this fucking makeup. But it's about a guy who goes to hell to get his ex-boyfriend, to get his girlfriend. What the fuck happened there? What language am I speaking? To get his girlfriend from like a demon cop who brings her to Satan. But at one point, to drive over the road of like, you know how the road to hell is paved with good intentions. To drive by the good intention pavement company, and it's just people jumping into the like asphalt mixer while they're saying like, "Oh, I thought this, blah 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 blah," and then they jump in. So it's like the road to hell is literally paved with good intentions. But for some reason, every worker there is dressed like Andy Warhol. Like the people who are working for the good intentions payment company are all dressed like they're wearing like white wigs and like sunglasses, and they're all like, it's the most bizarre fucking thing I've ever seen. And at some point, I am definitely going to make you watch that one, Torrin.
Yeah, can't wait. Yeah, because
half of this show now is just me showing Torrin whatever the fuck I want him to watch.
Yeah, it's like that's what we do. Like, it's like once a week we do like a TV review or book review, because it breaks it up.
Yeah,
and we can then
because I also kind of became slowly like. I realized, and that was because my boyfriend noticed it, that I became noticeably. Like, it wasn't good for me to constantly talk about like trans people dying.
And so we made that pivot. But you know, going back to you mentioning Kelly J. Keane, and for the record, just putting it out there, that there is no way in hell I would ever have her on the podcast. I don't care if someone paid me $1 million. No way. I'd rather stab myself in the eye than listen to her.
I will, however, live stream her on my secondary channel, Art House Miscarriage, which is my YouTube channel, where I upload all my bullshit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, you know.
It's where I will upload my. I don't know if you know. I'm writing a video essay.
Right.
Or it's an autopsy report in the disguise of a video essay. I'm going to like murder the fuck out of what is the name of that bullshit film now? The Butterfly Effect. Because it's the worst film I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
I don't think I've seen
I hate that film. It's Ashton Kutcher.
What's his name?
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Torm has seen that one.
I was thinking of Josh Hartnett for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, the good Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, unfortunately,
I didn't know I thought that, but yeah, now that you say it.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to watch it because we reviewed it, and yeah,
I watched all 3 of them while sitting on the floor on a fucking CRT monitor.
Yeah.
I was doing that as a bit for the video essay. I was going to record all of them. I sat down it was 6 hours. I had edited them together. I had recorded them on VHS. I watched them. I have this like CRT with a built-in VHS player, like a built-in VCR.
Yeah.
And I was going to like do that. I'm fucked up with the blocking of the shot, so that like because I had a pillow that was like this is where I'm supposed to sit, and I'm in camera because I didn't want to have the screen pointing at me, so that I wouldn't just watch that all the time. Like the problem is now I can't stop watching myself on this like monitor. But then I watched it back, and I had moved the pillow or something for where I was sitting, because all you can see is like my shoulder. For 6 hours. That was 6 hours.
6 hours of your shoulder.
I had 6 hours of my shoulder watching the butterfly effect 1, 2, and 3 in sequence. It was I was so fucking mad that I still, that's the reason I still haven't done the video essay. I can't be fucked to re-record that, and I have to do it because sometimes it has to cut it. Like I have an ID, but it's called the butterfly defect, or how Ashton Kutcher came to ruin my entire fucking life. I can highly recommend that episode. Though. It's
I think the funniest thing. I think that one of the funniest things when we started doing, the weekly TV or book review.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was the first film that we watched.
Just to be demented when you watch it in French.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, Max
watched it. In fucking French for some reason.
Yeah, I listened to it in French because I mean.
Did you have the subtitles on?
No.
Apparently, he knows French.
I mean, I know French because I studied it at school. I mean, I can't remember.
Yeah, I studied German. I still don't know German.
Yeah, but how long ago were we talking, Torrid?
Well, I'm 39. I'm going to be 40 in November. So I left school
2001.
I left school 2004.
Oh. That's weird because if you're 40 this year, I'm 41. So you'd have been a year below me at school.
Yeah. Because the thing is, instead of doing, because I didn't do, you do 5 years, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. I was bumped up a year.
Ah, fairs. That makes sense.
So I only did 4 years.
Fairs.
But yeah. So yeah, I can still remember. I can also understand Italian slightly, but yeah, I watched it in French.
And also, like he did understand it. Like he didn't miss anything.
Yeah, when I said to Max's jaw fell. It was a picture. She was stunned. Like, what the fuck?
I always love it when because there are moments because I constantly, like you say, Chaos Goblin, I constantly like show my complete fucking insanity, and then once every so often your madness just shines through in the most beautiful fucking way, and it's just unhinged and it's wonderful.
Talking of worst things to sit free.
Even funnier.
We're talking of worst things to sit free. So me and my husband, we've got an online zine. So we've been doing it since 2009 on and off. So we've reviewed gigs, theatre, things like that. The worst gig I ever had to sit through was Westlife.
Oh God!
Because I understand that.
Yeah, my ginger twat of a cousin got stabbed in the thigh a couple of days before he was supposed to come with me because they were his guilty pleasure. So I said to my photographer, I says, why don't you have his ticket instead? She's like, okay. So you can imagine 2 alternative women in a crowd full of chaffs. It was just like...
Also Westlife chaffs.
Or as I like to call them, West shite.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
And I say that as someone who actually likes Backstreet Boys.
You like what, sorry?
He likes Backstreet Boys.
Oh, Backstreet Boys. God, for me, back in the day, it was New Kids on the Block.
The only thing I know about New Kids... I'm sorry, I'm having a second stroke. The only thing I know about New Kids on the Block is it's a line from a completely different song, and it's New Kids on the Block's had a bunch of hits. This Chinese food makes me sick, I think. And I don't know who wrote that. It's just from a completely different song, and that's my only relationship. Is that the one with Mark Wahlberg?
No, he was in Marky Mark.
Oh, I thought because like by the way, anyone ever thought about the fact that Mark Wahlberg is kind of just like the less likable Matt Damon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as I have this theory that Keanu Reeves and Nicolas Cage is actually the same person, only one of them, like it's the same actor split in two, and one got all the register and the other one got none of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're both like my favorite actor. I love both of them so much. I love Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, I'm a bit on the fence with, depending on the stuff he does.
My boyfriend has this. This is a genuine fear, by the way. He has a fear that he might somewhat, and it's not a fear of Nicolas Cage per se, but it's a fear of somehow, without knowing it, being in the same room as Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And I've threatened him with like, I'm going to like print Nicolas Cage on a pillow cover and just have it like. Down towards the mattress.
Is get a life-size Nicolas Cage.
We once watched 3 Nicolas Cage movies and he had a fucking meltdown.
You want to get a life-size Nicolas Cage cardboard cutout and hide it in the dark so that when he comes in and turns the light on, he's there.
I think it would genuinely break up with me if I did that. But now I gotta do it. I have wanted to do a real doll of myself and just hide it like everywhere, like in my friends' flats and stuff. And then I wanted to have a trigger that, like, when you come too close, it just starts screaming. And like this is, but I looked it up, and that would cost me like a minor fortune. So now that I get my but hey, I'm getting a parachute now that I'm quitting my job. Like, I'm getting £250,000. So, which is not good, not bad. What the fuck? So maybe it's time to. Sorry.
Put your teeth back in.
Yeah, really. I need to. But yeah, it's fun. Fun stuff. But yeah, we once watched Mom and Dad, which is a Nicolas Cage film. I don't know if you've seen that one. Torin is going to see that one at some point. And then we watched... it's a great film. It's like all the parents all of a sudden start wanting to kill their children for no reason. And it's a very funny, mean-spirited black comedy. And it's only their children that they want to kill. And they're still like conscious, and they don't know why, but it's just not like... Like, I just want them dead. And it's very good. And also seeing them being like good parents while also trying to kill their children. It's very like, it's done by one of the directors who also did the Crank movies.
Right, yeah. I did like him.
So it's like very... Longlegs is a very good one. And we also watched... Bad Lieutenant Protocol New Orleans. I don't know if you've ever seen that one.
No.
It's like this. It's a fucking mess of a movie. It's wonderful, and then at one point it has like 2 people entering a room, and then like Nicolas Cage hiding behind the door, just closing it while slowly shaving his face with an electrical razor, staring at them. And it's like the most threatening thing I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And then we watched a third movie, and then we started watching the Wicker Man remake with Nicolas Cage. And we got about halfway through until my boyfriend was just like, I need to stop watching Nicolas Cage now because I'm having a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, it's like the thing I find with Nicolas Cage is, you know, he's very charismatic. He has this kind of energy.
Yeah.
Where he pulls you in. Like, you don't necessarily, like, this is just my take. What I find Nicolas Cage I find him to be a very methody actor. Like, he's very manic.
Yeah.
Especially,
I think he would be great fun to fuck.
I haven't seen Mandy. I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Wait,
it's so good.
But yeah, I just find him very methody.
See, the films that I've seen him in that I like him in is Face Off.
Yeah.
That's a classic. Willy's Wonderland. Yeah, Willy's Wonderland.
Where he doesn't say a fucking word. He just grunts through the entire film.
Another one. Oh shit.
Con Air wasn't bad.
Renfeld. Thank you. And Longlegs.
Oh, he plays Dracula in that one, right?
Yeah.
Con Air wasn't bad.
Yeah, Con Air is good, but
in Dracula as well.
Yeah, he's a weird one. But like Battle Tenant Protocol New Orleans is a fucking great film. It's like Werner Herzog remaking I can't remember. Abel Ferrara movie from the 80s, which originally had Harvey Keitel in it. But it's shot like it's like, imagine you had a comedy, and then like you raised that comedy into a child, and you kept them in a cage, and like you beat them up, and you shouted at them, and you screamed at them, and then you let them out into the world and say, now you're a cop drama. That's basically that film. It has a scene where like iguanas are just singing for no reason. 6 subplots are tied together in the span of 2 minutes while the main character is sitting at his desk, and people just come up to him and tell him how it happened. It's like the weirdest fucking film I've ever seen, and it's wonderful.
Excuse me.
It has a scene where someone says, shoot him again, his soul is still dancing. And then they pan over to the corpse, and next to the corpse is a breakdancing guy wearing the same clothes as the corpse, who falls down when they shoot the corpse again. Like, this is a completely fucking bizarre film to watch.
Yeah.
And it's all done in such a way that you don't really notice how fucking weird it is while it's playing. It's only like you remember it like a fever dream.
Yeah.
I can highly recommend it.
What was the last one?
By the way, Torin, I know what we're reviewing next time.
Sorry, we went to see.
Sorry?
Nosferatu with Nicholas Hoult in is really good.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Eggers. Like the director.
I think
he also did The Witch, and he also did The Witch and the Lighthouse and The Northman, and now the Nosferatu, which I will keep calling it because he has I will not just call it Nosferatu because he could have called it the Nosferatu and he didn't, and that is bad because he had a theme going with the movies. But I like consistency. Have you seen The Witch, Eddie?
No.
Watch it and then watch it again with the director's commentary on, because it's the funniest thing, because Eggers fucking hates himself. He is the most self-loathing. Sorry?
Is it the 2015 film?
Yeah, the one that is spelled with like 2 V's in the It's very funny because he's a sucker for like historical accuracy, which you can notice if you've seen Nosferatu. But it's also like everything needs to be accurate, everything needs to be time accurate. But he didn't have the budget to do that for that film. And every time you see like the wood that is shipped in that film, because they couldn't like hand ship wood, so they had to do it hand chop wood, so they had to do it like with machines. And every time it's on screen, it's it ruins the fucking movie. You can see that it's machine shopped. It's too even. This film is a piece of shit. I'm a piece of shit. I'm so fucking bad. And it's like so genuine such a genuine self-hatred, because he has such an idea of what he wants to do. And I think that the second that he reaches his own ambitions in a film, he will never make a film again. Because I think the process is something that pains him awfully, but that he needs to do. And I've never understood anything more, because that's the way I am about every single artistic endeavor that I have. Like that's why I make clip shows of this one, of this show. I've done one. I used to do shorter clip shows, but now I do like long form clip shows because it's fun. And I did one, and then I've been working on the other one for ages, like for months and months, because I'm not happy with how it turns out.
Yeah.
That's also where my, I don't know if I still have it, but I used to have a band and it just said the meters would feed us to eat us, which came from like I did commercial spots in it, and the first one was like for fetus meat, I think. Because there was I edited a clip of like a fetus being thrown into a meat grinder, and then it comes a commercial spot about selling fetus meat. This is what you come here for.
Saw that.
Sorry?
Could you imagine if the pre-choices saw that?
Oh yeah, I hope they do at some point. But the second one, actually, it's the second spot that they didn't think, like that one. I thought actually like, this time Torren might actually just like contact me, like, can you edit this out? And I would have done it as well, because the second commercial spot in it is so fucking awful that even I like just took a step back and like, I need to sleep on this one. Because it's like it's just stock footage of people. Like the first one is people dancing in a pool, and then it says live, and then it's like people standing at a locker laughing. Like in high school, and it's like laugh, and then it's domestic abuse, and it's love, and then it's just a black screen that says, and it says commit suicide, and then a snare, like a noose falls down, and I'm like, I need to make sure that I should make sure that he's okay with this one before I send it to him. But then I didn't, and I just sent him the file and was like, here, I'm done with it. And I was so ready to take that out. I had another commercial ready to go instead of that one, because I wanted 2 commercial spots in it. But he didn't say anything, so I'm fine with it. I know that my sense of comedy can be upsetting to people.
What is it that you didn't have the personality that you have and the things you like and things like that? This is it. It's like, because I watched Brothers Dracula, excuse me, and one of the lines in there is art is let me put my teeth back in. One of their taglines is art is subjective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing, and I don't know if you've both watched it or not, but it's
which one was it?
The Boulet Brothers Dracula.
Oh yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically they embody the horror, the filth, and glamour side of drag.
Yeah.
And they don't have lipstick for your life; they have exterminations. And this is why it's completely so much better than Drag Race. They allow trans women on there, AFAB women, non-binary queens, drag kings.
I haven't ever seen it, but Torren has talked about it, and like it seems interesting.
It is amazing.
It's very.
I cannot watch television. I say I'm like David Foster Wallace. I get addicted to it. I just need to write my masterpiece as well.
Yeah, it's like not to put down Drag Race, because listen, I watched that. Yeah. And there's been some amazing drag queens that have come out.
Yeah.
Sadly, we lost the Vivian.
Yeah, we lost Chi Chi Devane.
Yeah.
And Jiggly.
Yeah.
And also, she was a second season 2 queen. She was engaged to Manila Luzon. Sarah Davenport.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean that had done wonders, and that's still going. Amazing. I find the Boulay brothers more. I don't know if progressive is the right word, but they're just more open to having trans people on.
Yeah.
I know that.
I also have I have a hard time watching that sort of. Sorry, I just need to.
But did you watch season 4, Taryn, with Sigourney Beaver?
Yeah.
And the way she was treated. Oh, what was her name? Oh, it began with Mary Cherry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The way she treated Sigourney was disgusting. And it's like, Zavaleta, okay, she was horrible towards her, at the beginning. However, I feel she did redeem herself, and she had the bollocks to apologise to Sigourney as well, saying, listen, I was wrong about you. Can we start afresh?
Yeah, because, she probably felt that, oh, look, here's this, cis woman, like, coming in, looking the way she does.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing happened to, what's her name? She was the first AFAB on Drag Race UK.
Victoria Scone.
I think so.
Yeah, because she got eliminated for her name.
Yeah, it's like the same with her. It's like, oh look at these cis women coming into our domain, writing them off, and it's like, no, just join the community where you are supposed to be accepting.
Yeah, and empowering each other.
I think I had an ex who watched that as well. But like, I have a hard time like watching television because I just get stuck to it, and then I like, especially like contest shows and stuff. I used to watch Face Off, which was like the same thing but with the effects.
Yeah.
Which was very cool. But like, other than that, I sat for like 2 full days watching a 19 Kids and Counting a marathon on TLC. I'm not I'm not well when it comes to that. I just like, oh yeah, feed me more garbage. Nom nom nom. I'm your little trap dog. Like,
yeah, but it's like Boulay brothers. Like when that first came out, like I binged to watch the first season, then the second and the third.
Yeah.
I need to catch up on season 4 if it come out, because I haven't watched it in a while. I dip my toe back in every now and then with Drag Race, but I mean, yeah, I just think it's, for me personally, I think it's lost its spark for me.
Yeah, I think it lost its spark after Bianca's season.
Yeah.
But I also found out because I did.
I'm not a big fan of the gays as well. That's why.
But I interviewed Laganja from that season, and before we even interviewed, I said to her, I says, "You really pissed me off on your season." She turned around and told me they took her medicated ADHD medication off of her.
Oh yeah, that would fuck one up.
Oh right, so
they took it off her for the drama.
Well, yeah, that fucking irks me. That,
you remember when Willem snuck his boyfriend in?
Yeah.
After that, they started putting tape on the girls' hotel doors to make sure they didn't sneak out.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, RuPaul's problematic anyway because he's a transphobe.
Well, yeah.
Marge is problematic because she was giving her daughter diet injections. He was 13.
That was a sad. It's always sad to find out someone you like. Because my relationship to RuPaul before finding out it wasn't Drag Race. It was But I'm a Cheerleader, which is like one of my favorite films.
Yeah, it's like
I love that film so much, and he's so funny in that one.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'll give RuPaul his dues. He has worked his arse off, but I'm gonna give him his dues. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse bad behaviour. Because how many trans people, trans contestants have there been?
There's been Peppermint was on the show as she was transitioning. Laganja's transitioned. Monica Beverly Hills is transitioned. Sonique's transitioned. There was another one. I can't remember his name. They went from female to male, and then they were a drag queen. I can't remember the name. But as well, the season that Violet Chachki was on?
Yeah.
I still think Ginger Min should have won that season because let's face it, Violet lacks personality. She had as much personality as watching a leaf drop off of the fucking tree.
I gotta say, you use these words as if they have meaning, and this is like listening to someone making up fictional television. Listening to you two. Right
Normally,
now. It's fucking phenomenal.
In the UK it's as boring as watching paint dry.
Oh yeah.
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 And this is.
Yeah.
So we just kind of change it a little bit, like, I'd have more fun watching a snail fucking walk across than I'll watch them.
Yeah.
Usually say it's a.
I'd rather stick acid-filled syringes in my eyes and clap shit in my hands.
Oh yeah.
It's as boring as eating gravel is one that I love to use, or watching paint undry.
Yeah.
It takes longer.
Yeah, we also had Dakota.
See, I haven't watched the recent seasons because he's moved it all onto WoW, and I refuse to pay him any money for it.
No. No, I'm not going to pay for that. I'd rather that's why I haven't watched any other seasons because I'd rather not bother.
Do what you want because the pirate is free. You are a pirate.
On Shudder, you get all the crazy horror films. Like the last one I watched on there, I don't know if you've seen it, Grafted.
No.
Oh, you told me about that one. You told me about that one, I think.
Yeah. If you like your body horrors, Torrin, that's a really good one.
Have you seen a lot of body horror, Torrin? I mean, you are going to. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max is.
I can't wait. I can't wait for you to watch Titan.
Yeah, you see, my taste.
My favorite film of all time.
My taste in film genres is akin to music. I like all different kinds. Yeah. So I like a bit of horror, even the slapstick ones that aren't taken too seriously. So yeah, I like body horror, gore. You name it, I'll watch it. So
see, the only films I don't really do are girly films.
I mean, when I was a kid,
Devil Wears Prada is the only one I watch.
Yeah,
I don't like that one actually.
Yeah,
Sorry.
When I was a kid,
all right.
I used to, I was a fan of the Spice Girls, and when I was a kid, I think I was about how old was I?
I think every lad in the 90s
I was below 10. Yeah, I was below 10 years of age, I think. I'm not very good at maths, so anyway.
I was Emma.
So yeah, I used to, and remember the good old Blockbuster.
Yes.
We
That is
used to
what
rent
that film.
things there. Eh?
Are you, are you saying you like Spice Girls the movie, like Spice World?
Yeah, I had that on repeat.
Oh my god, that is one of the worst films ever, though.
But to be fair,
I
I
know,
think
but
every lad our
well, I
age
was a
group
kid. I
watched
was
that
like
film
below 10
easily.
years, 10 years of age.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm not I'm
Yeah,
not saying
I know.
like you have shit taste, but like it's very funny. There is one line that I fucking love in that film though, and it's delivered by the bus drivers, and who is
Meatloaf.
played by Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's not a good line, but I love it because I love Meatloaf's music, and it's just like I love those girls. I never do anything
won't
for
do
them,
that.
but I won't do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah. 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 So
You
I
didn't
used
even
to-
try with it. It's just like,
Yeah. So yeah, I used to watch that. Like we used to like rent films for like 3 or 4 days, and I'd watch that, continue to watch that, and then when it time to take it back, I'd ask my dad one of the times that he was actually a good dad. I would take it out again and watch it again.
is-
I've seen
this is my favorite.
Again. This is why I say my genre of films is a kid music.
Eclectic, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'm genuinely stunned.
I've even no lie, and I'm not ashamed to say this because I don't give a fuck. I'll still even watch Spice World the movie now, and I don't give a fuck. You can say what you want. I'm not.
It's one of the weirdest films ever, though. Like that is genuinely like a bizarre structure in that film.
But
Don't you go
also,
to
it's but also the reason why it has such an affinity is because it was a part of my childhood. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I can
but it's
remember
like, I love this. This is the favorite thing I've ever learned about. My favorite thing I've ever learned about you, I think.
I can remember my mum got me Lion King and Aladdin on video for one of my birthdays. So watched Lion King. She didn't like it because apparently it was too violent.
Oh yeah, and
My mom
not
didn't let me
forgetting
watch Lion King after she found out that I was on Scar's side.
it's like, and also we used to have a Sky, so I used to also watch all of the Disney, all of the Lion King, all of the Timon and Pumbaa.
Oh, gotta love Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah, I watched.
Personally, I'm a bigger fan of Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Say that again.
I'm sorry, that was my. Timon and Pumbaa are Rosencrantz and Guildenstern from Hamlet. They are those characters. Like they are so Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are two characters from Hamlet. They are so useless that they are like mostly written out of it whenever it gets adapted. But I can highly recommend the film Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which is kind of like the Lion King, the third Lion King movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but with Hamlet. So it's like them going through it. But instead of showing how important they were, it just shows them how unimportant these characters are and how useless they are to the story. And it's Tim Roth and Gary Oldman, I think, playing them.
Oh my god! Oh wait, no, I think I've seen that. Isn't that where it's like a scene of them? What's this?
It has very bizarre transitions.
Fencing.
God, I don't remember them fence. Yeah, they do fence in it. But it's like, and it's also like it's based on this modernist play. So it does all this like. They are backstage basically for the entire thing, while they're like, while Hamlet has this monologue about to be or not to be, they're playing this game that they invent, where they're supposed to ask each other questions in the right order, and they're doing it in like this decrepit fucking tennis court that is just like off stage.
Yes,
and they also get like heads for 100 straight coin tosses or something like that. at the beginning. It has to do with like storytelling and stuff. It's very good if you're a pretentious fucking cunt, which, you know, Tor knows me. I am a pretentious fucking cunt.
Yeah. So you know, on the occasions that I would watch Spice World, I would either try and that with Disney, watching Lion King, 1, 2, 3, Timon and Pumbaa, and all of that jazz. Mermaid, Snow White,
Oh
all of the
wow!
classics.
Isn't that the Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell one, Mermaid?
No, I think that's Mermaid Ariel.
Oh no, wait, what am I thinking?
I think
I'm
it's.
thinking Splash.
But I know what you're on about. Yeah,
Splash.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Splash.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, and you know,
my favorite Disney film is Sleeping Beauty to this day.
Mine's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
No. You're not.
No, I wasn't gonna say anything about that. My reaction was towards Sleeping Beauty, only because if you actually look into the story, it's actually problematic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, deeply problematic. I love it.
Reaction. Well, yeah.
Disney films are. I mean, look at Beauty and the Beast. That's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sleeping.
No. I will say. Beauty and the Beast. I will say one thing. She doesn't lighten up to him until he stops behaving like a fucking cunt to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that the sequels really fuck up. For some reason, I've seen them both. They are genuinely the worst. Except for like having.
Of it, though.
No, that sucks. Because that film doesn't get it, and they try to fix things in the original that doesn't need to be fixed. But then again, the only live remake that I've actually enjoyed has been The Jungle Book, which is closest to the book.
Yeah.
And also The Lion King, because I don't like the fucking Lion King. I'm sorry, I genuinely hate that film.
Are you talking about
The Lion King?
Are you
because
talking about
the remake? Fucking dickhead. I think Simba sucks. Sorry.
Are you talking about the most recent one or the one that had Beyonce in it?
The one with Beyonce. I haven't seen Mufasa because, like,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you now. Me and my mate, we went to see that film when it was in cinema.
Yeah, me too.
With it and the ticket, it cost me £12, right? Yeah. And within the first 5 minutes, I was ready to leave.
What's that, Mufasa, the film, or?
No, the one with the Lion King with Beyonce.
Okay.
And yeah, if I can sucks, but then again, I don't like the Lion King. I'm sorry, I know that like.
Max, I agree with you. He says Mufasa deserves to die.
Oh yeah, that Mufasa's a cunt.
And also like this is, and also like this is a drought, like in Africa, and everyone is just like it's God's fault. He just had like what the fuck? I'm sorry that it was a drought in this fucking savannah. It happens. But I'm not I'm guessing I'm just not that big a fan of segregation. No, I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I'm going to virtue signal the fuck about my hatred about Lion King.
Yeah, and you know, it's like So
if you look at it, Lion King's another version of Hamlet.
Well, yeah.
Basically. Yeah, and it should have ended the same way. That's my whole
Talking about books, like talking about films, I absolutely love Stephen King. And my favourite Stephen King book is Pet Sematary. The film, absolute gash.
Yeah.
It's just like...
But it does have a fucking banger credits theme.
Yeah, but I mean, I think because I've always been such a reader since I was a kid. It's like I mean, I read that book so many times. I had to replace it with a hardback because the front cover fell off.
I love that.
And it's just like I haven't even watched the remake. I think I watched it once, the original once again. I'm like, no, I really can't watch this at all. I think the only Stephen King books I found where the film is true to the book is Green Mile, Shawshank, and The Mist.
The Mist, the ending to The Mist.
I hate that ending in the film.
I go back and forth on that. I think I love it in general because it is such a it's what I will say, it is a bold move to have that ending into a film.
Yeah.
And also I hate the ending to the film. So yeah, that's the thing. And also having it be pointless.
Yeah. But in the book, then they all survive.
Yeah, I know, and but I don't like the ending to the book. My favorite Stephen King book is also my least favorite movie of all time. The Dark Tower series. It's my favorite book series of all time.
I've got the series. I've not read it yet.
They tried to cram those 7 books into 90 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, I know what.
I like Stephen King. He's a weird one.
Yeah. Tommy Knockers was awful. The show.
Yeah.
That was I will put Tommy Knockers and then Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
But that's what got me into reading.
I don't know.
I was such a massive Stephen King fan. Still is.
I like 1408.
Oh, I haven't read the book, but the film's really good.
And it's just an 8-page short story. Like, it's very short, so they can expand very much on it.
It is, yeah.
And I'm also kind of in love with John Cusack.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
Have you seen Grosse Pointe Blank?
No, I haven't.
I have.
It's about a hitman going to his hometown to his high school reunion. It's like a romantic comedy that also happens to do with hitman, which is a thing that I love. I don't know why, but like, and it's weird. You know, if I had a nickel for every time I would love a romantic comedy about a hitman falling in love with a girl, I would have 2 nickels. It's not much, but it's weird it happened twice. You know, the thing. Because there's also like this film, Mr. Right, with what's his name? Sam Rockwell.
Yeah.
Who I, by the way, also like. Hey, Sam Rockwell, if you hear this, I don't have a gag reflex. Just so you know, you can have my number. Jesus fucking Christ, that charming cunt.
Yeah, Max.
But sorry.
It's fine. No, I said he can DM you.
Yeah. Why do you think the show is called Transcendental?
You know what? I would not expect any different. I would not expect any different at all.
I'm so sad that on our 69th episode, I didn't have like a t-shirt that said 69 on it because I had been doing that joke for the longest time, and then that's like, oh, it's today, fuck.
Yeah, is that the only Stephen King book I've read? Is It. I've seen the original film It. I've seen It 2. For me personally, I prefer the original.
Yeah.
Only thing is, they should have had that big gangbang.
Yeah,
That's
the
a weird
films
scene.
were okay, but
I hate the second chapter of the new film.
Yeah,
I like the first one.
But yeah,
Which is weird because I love James McAvoy.
I like The Shining, the film.
You know what? I've never seen it all the way through.
The Shining?
I always fall asleep.
It's a good film, but it's not a book. Like, Stephen King hates that film.
Oh yeah, I love Misery. Kathy Bates in that is just she's iconic.
I've seen that one as well. Yeah,
she is absolutely amazing.
That's funny because that's a book that I absolutely can't stand. That I think the film is way better. Like I hate the book Misery.
I've not read it.
I still want him to do a film version of Rage, but he's never going to do that. The fucking coward. I'm sorry. It's the book that he took out of print because it was about a school shooting.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I can see why he did that one.
Yeah.
Told from the point of view of a school shooter, but it's also clearly written.
You know that song?
It's also clearly written by him. Sorry. Yeah.
You know that song? I Don't Like Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was based on a 16-year-old school shooter in the States.
Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
It's also the Franz Ferdinand song "Take Me Out." It's about a bell tower shooter.
It's about what? Sorry.
I don't remember which. There was this shooter who climbed up a bell tower and just shot at people down there, and it's and that's what it's about. And Franz Ferdinand, it's a tired song, but I love Franz Ferdinand, so I happen to know it, which is very funny. It's whenever people put it on, and it's you can drop that fun fact. Always a good. That's one of my maxims when it comes to dating. It's just dropping all those dark, weird facts that I have on a date and just throwing them into the deep end, seeing where they land. Here's
one for you that you can throw at the next date. Sperm can live on your teeth for 24 hours if you don't brush them.
Oh yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a friend who's my best friend. She's got perfect teeth, the lucky cow. And she was watching this documentary about what would what dentists can see on your teeth if you don't brush for 24 hours. And this girl decided to give her boyfriend a happy ending with his mouth. And they were like, yeah, we can see it. I was like, that is the most useless but disgusting fact that I know. I'm like, and everyone I meet, I'm just like, did you know this? And they're like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, dude, it's a fact.
That's why I always precede my dentist appointments with gargling some.
Yeah, this might be TMI, but my ex, I've been
don't go TMI.
I've been single for, I don't know what the fuck I said that for. I've been single for probably 9 years at this point. But when I hadn't got a girlfriend, and when I was single, two consenting adults, I had a few one-night stands doing that anyway.
Yeah.
Me too.
One person I hooked up with, did the occasional Mongolian throat singing.
Yeah.
Thing, meaning.
I am fucking psyched for where this is going, Torin.
In a sexual way. So,
Oh yeah.
Mongolian. So yeah.
She did that.
Yeah. So there's more trivia for you about me.
That's what I'm saying, Doran. You. Oh, this is lovely. I love when this happens. I don't know how to react to that.
Yeah. Again, it was consensual.
Fucking impressive move by her.
But yeah, I mean, listen, we're not perfect. We're not all perfect. We have flaws. We've done some. I'm sure, we've all done some things that we probably weren't proud of at the moment.
Yeah, but, my exes.
I have literally not a single cell of shame in this body anymore. At some point, maybe I did. I don't know yet. When I started recording, so a few years ago I stopped watching porn and started recording it myself because it got bored of all the porn that existed.
Plus,
and I thought,
plus if I can quickly interject, and then I'll let you continue. The thing with porn, I don't watch porn.
Mm-hmm.
Only for the simple fact is that one is unrealistic.
Yeah.
For starters, and also, there's this huge epidemic of young boys and young girls thinking that that's normal.
Yeah.
And it's not. That's the reason why I don't watch it, because
when I used to watch it, I was judging the curtains and the shoes.
Yeah, it's like, why am I going to watch something?
I was judging the fact that they always took the fucking nice uniforms off. Yeah. I look up something where they're dressed in a certain way, and then the second they start fucking, they come off, and it's like, no, this is bad. So instead, I started recording it, and that's actually the reason why I have this camera set up, because it's weird. People come home to me. I sleep on the floor. There's like stuff all over my bed because I sleep on the floor. I'm a very weird person. I'm sorry, I just had a moment where I just heard myself speak. And I've been doing it for a few months. People still come over here to fuck me. Like, that experience. There's a camera set up. There's just shit all over the bed. It's just like, yeah. Hi, do you want to sleep with me now? But I feel like if people go on a date with me and then they decide to come with me home, you kind of, what do you expect, really? And I tell them all this beforehand. But there are weirdly high amount of people who go just like, that camera, do you use it for anything? Like, it's not on right now, but yeah, I use it to do this. And then they're like, okay, you're not going to upload it anywhere. And then they just want to record porn. So that's weird, but fun. And then you're like, no, I won't upload it anyway. I'll give you all the files. You can do with them as you please. I will never do anything with them, but for my own pleasure. So that's how I do it, which is funny. It's fun to do. But the thing is, because I'm an artist, I have to do it I have professional lighting and stuff. I'm pulling that up and like, yeah, this is what we're doing now, apparently. I'm sorry that you just stepped into a fucking film shoot. And the first stuff that I recorded, that I regret. I genuinely regret that. I keep watching it sometimes just to remind myself of how shit I'm never going to be again.
Yeah, well, So, yeah. So, not only have we had an eventful
debate.
I had forgotten all about that.
Yeah. You've also learned 2 more things about me that weren't planned. So that's fun. More about me will probably come out at some point.
That's what she said.
I love it. More about me will probably come out.
Yeah. Amazing.
I can't wait for the explanation of that
one. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think we've pretty much said what we want to say. I pretty much had my thing.
I still need to go to work tomorrow. I just remembered. But thanks for coming on, Nerdy.
Yeah.
No, thank you for the invite.
No,
it was lovely.
Yeah, not to put any pressure, but I would love to.
And now you're the third part of this podcast.
I would love to have you back on.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. I mean, this dynamic right here is working. I'm not going to say anything now. I might send you a DM or something to ask if ask you about it. But I would love to have you back on.
And if you're ever doing a live show and you're on in the chat. I'm probably just going to scream at you.
She's going to spam me.
So we're gonna
come on. We're live.
we're gonna so whilst we're still here, I'm gonna end. So thank you everyone who joined us in the comments.
And fuck you once again, Paul.
You Nerdy and a couple of others, apart from the two that we banned because they're being dicks.
I love that Mel character who was just like, I think this is too much. And I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah,
I do understand.
Yeah. One person is currently watching, so thank you for joining. We will probably do another one.
Might be me. Actually, I think it might be
as soon as we can. We're going to try and space them out. Do like maybe a recorded episode and then go live or something. We'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you for joining.
We'll do whatever we do.
To a fucking fuckfest of twattery. And
this has not been my type of fuckfest tour, and I just
so see you all in the next one. Right, let me end stream.
Bye.